All right, let's do it. On a Wednesday night, the cash-in. It's our NFL preview show. That's all. We do it one day a year. Well, I mean, when I did shows in the past, we're a new show. So, you know. This is the cash-in, and I am Jason Page. Our executive producer is Vladimir Lewisant. Our producer, engineer extraordinaire in Houston is John Belmer. Thank you for being with us tonight. As I said, now I'm not saying we won't slip in a couple of other stories here and there of import when it comes to things that aren't NFL. But for the most part tonight, we want to cater to you NFL fans, those of you that are into gambling, those of you that are into fantasy, all things NFL in that regard is what we're going to talk about in the show tonight. So if you don't like the NFL, I apologize. This is the one night a year where I become sort of a one-topic man, where I'm, just going to give you all the NFL stuff. Also, something very cool we're going to do tonight in honor of the start of the NFL season. Hey, producer John in Houston, do you like baseball cards at all? You into collecting that stuff at all? No? You going to say no? You used to be as a kid. Yeah. I figured. Yeah, most people did. And now a lot of people have come back to it. Tonight on the show, you see this? That is a box of Panini Chronicles draft picks. It's a blaster box. We're going to be giving away a box of this to one lucky listener. All you got to do is hit me up on Twitter at the back page. You got to be following me, and you have to hit me up on Twitter at the back page. You do that, you can get one of these boxes. It's that simple. That's all you got to do. So if you do that tonight, you got a shot to win a cool blaster box of cards. And who knows, maybe you'll pick something really cool out. 2022 box of Chronicles draft picks. You can call us throughout the show, 800-224-2004. 800-224-2004. I am on Twitter at the back page. You can listen to us on the app, the Sports Map Radio app. You can watch the show on Twitch, Jason Page 77. There's all sorts of ways to interact with us. Stay with us. Our NFL preview continues on the Sports Map Radio Network. No. Oh, really? That's cool. It's good to know. Definitely. Absolutely. Oh, very cool. All right, I got to call Vlad real quick and get him on the line. Hold on. Hello. Yo, you there, Vlad? Vlad, I don't hear you. Now I hear you rustling around. Yeah, now I do.
You hear me?
Yep, I got you. Cool. What's going on? Dude, can you make less noise? Seriously. I can hear everything you're doing over there.
Sorry.
Not you, Vlad.
Oh.
No. No, I was yelling at my husband, he's like doing dishes and like, really? You're killing me, man.
Hey, I got a good
What'd you say, man?
iPad. I'm watching you on the iPad.
Yeah, I should try connecting with you on FaceTime again so you can at least see me. Let me try this.
The only thing I hate about the FaceTime thing is that I could hear like a little bit of it from the speaker.
Yeah, there's no way to mute it. I was dealing with that same issue last night. The way I could mute it because what I do is I hook it up to a Bluetooth device and then I just kill the Bluetooth device. That's the way to do it, but I don't know. Yeah.
So should I? Yeah, but I wouldn't be able to hear you if I connected to like my AirPods or anything like that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You have to find something that you wouldn't have to connect to. All right, we just won't do it for now. Hold on. I'm coming back. Have I ever told you guys I've seen Def Leppard 3 times in concert? They're one of the few that I've actually done 3 times. I've seen Def Leppard 3 times in concert. I have seen. Oh, I know I'm going to get crap for this. I've seen Nickelback 3 times in concert. Come on, make the requisite joke, Vlad.
Nickelback, really?
Yes, I've seen him 3 times. I've seen Tom Petty twice. I've seen Bon Jovi 4 times. I've seen Air Supply twice. I know that's a weird one. I know. That's a weird one. For some people, that's a weird one. But I've seen Air Supply twice. I'm trying to think. Journey is playing not Journey. Chicago is playing. I know it's not Chicago with Peter Cetera, but Chicago is playing out in Palm Springs in a week and a half. And I've hinted to my husband a million times that I want to go see them. And as of yet, no tickets have shown up. So I guess I'm not getting my birthday present. I guess I'm not going to get to go see Chicago for my birthday. Just saying.
Oh, wow. That's right. Your birthday's in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. September, 13 days. September 20th. Yep. Looking forward to it. Number 45. 44 is a fun number because 44 is a lot of famous 44s. It's not a lot of famous 45s that I could think of. We'll have to, when we get closer to my birthday, we'll have to figure that out. By the way, the game on my screen tonight, hold on, the game on my screen tonight that nobody can see because I keep it just blurry enough that I don't get in any trouble, but I'm still able to have it on the video stream, is the Yankees and the Twinkies. And the Yankees lead the Twins 4-1. Guess who? Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. And I even said his name right at a grand slam. 4-1 Yankees, and Garrett Cole has been just insane tonight. I think he just got his 13th strikeout, and they're in the 6th, maybe the 7th. I don't know. But he has been just filthy tonight. Gave up a home run to Carlos Correa, I think. And that's it. Solo home run. Nothing more. And he actually got some run support. So tonight on the show, as I said at the top, we are doing all things NFL. If you are a fan of the NFL, tonight is the night you've been waiting for. It's like Christmas Eve. You know, it's like you're getting ready to go to bed on Christmas Eve, and you're so excited and you can't sleep because the NFL season is starting. I mean, that's kind of where we are. I mean, it's almost like a holiday. And I know that the official holiday would be Sunday because that's when everybody plays. But the first game of the season will actually be played tomorrow night. And we're all very excited about it. And we'll be on during the game, of course. That's what we do. And then we'll be on after the game. So we'll be breaking down everything that happens during the game. So tonight's the night. If you want to talk NFL, anything we get into on the show, 800-224-2004, 800-224-2004. You can hit me up on Twitter at The Back Page. Again, on Twitter at The Back Page. And we're doing something special tonight. Vlad didn't get to hear because he wasn't with us for the first segment tonight. But we are giving away this very cool blaster box of Chronicles draft picks, Panini Chronicles draft picks 2022. I'm putting it up on the screen so everybody can see it. We are giving this away tonight, and you'll have a chance to win it. All you have to do is follow me on Twitter, give me some sort of shout out, or if you got a comment you want to make, go ahead. If you do that, you are eligible to get this box of 2022 Panini Chronicles draft picks. And who knows, you might pull out a one of some great draft pick. I mean, simple as that. So make sure to go and follow me on Twitter at the back page. I want to do the AFC in the first hour. We'll do the NFC in the second hour. We'll go through the divisions, give our predictions for division winners and wild card winners. And then in the third hour, we'll get into some of the award winners potentially, and our postseason predictions. So that's the way we're going to run it tonight. And as I said, we'll get into some of the other big stories of the night as well as we go through the show. But primarily tonight, it's about the NFL. So that's what we're going to be doing. Hopefully you guys enjoy the show. We'll do that through the next 3 hours. So let's begin it with the AFC. And if you're talking about the AFC, we'll begin with the AFC East. Obviously, Buffalo is everybody's pick in the AFC. But the question, and I think the more interesting question that comes out of the AFC East, isn't who wins the division. And we'll get into that a little bit later on. But we'll get into that now, but a little later on, get into who's the next best team in that division. Is it Miami? Is it New England? There was a survey. I think it was a survey of NFL GMs. And I gotta go grab the story and get into it. There's a lot of people who like the Jets. Now, that was before they knew that Zach Wilson was going to be out for weeks 1 through 3, not returning until week 4. By the way, I still think the Jets are in capable hands with Joe Flacco. He played through the whole preseason. He's a veteran guy. I just don't think he's going to hurt you. And I still think, and he's still got a rocket for an arm. So I still think you got a chance to win games with Joe Flacco at quarterback. Right? I mean, and this is one of those few times where it's cool to have a Jets fan as a executive producer of the show. Most times I'd say that's pretty useless. But, I mean, as a Jets fan, Vlad, you know, EP Vlad probably isn't that upset that Joe Flacco is going to be starting.
No, I'm not. After that injury, you had the worst. You had the worst thoughts in your head. You know, like, oh, he's out for the year, and then you come to find out it's 2 to 4 weeks. So Flacco being a backup, I mean, how many teams has a Super Bowl champion backup quarterback?
Absolutely.
And you need him to go, and then he's going against mind you, the Jets are probably one of the few teams ever to start their season against a whole division. Like, they playing the whole AFC North in their first 4 weeks of the season. Oh, where did Joe Flacco play again? Oh, he played in the AFC North. Oh, he was the quarterback of the Ravens. Yeah, I think he knows those coaches very well. I think he knows Mike Tomlin very well. I think he knows the Browns. He knows the Bengals, and he'll know the Ravens very well. So if you're a Jet fan, yeah, you were kind of, you might have been down because you find out that Zach's not coming back to week 4. That's crazy because you thought it was a 2 to 4 week injury, but now you find out it's going to be more than that. But if you're in capable hands, to me, with Joe Flacco. Yeah,
so I completely agree with you. But it always does open up the door. I mean, if the surrounding cast, who a lot of people feel pretty confident in with this Jets team, you know, that the supporting cast here has gotten better. And again, all of this was based on the fact that Zach Wilson would be starting. Who knows how much this changes this. But with the supporting cast around him now, what if you get the Ravens in week 1, and at least it's on your home field. You get the Browns in week 2, certainly a winnable game. The Browns are a dumpster fire. And then you get the Bengals at home in week 3. If you're 2-1 after those games and Flacco's playing well, again, do you start to wonder about whether or not they just, you know what, Zach, stay another year and kind of learn from Joe? I don't know. I'm just saying. Again, not trying to start a controversy, but
no. Listen, I thought the same thing too, Jason. Like, what if Flacco?
You get Wally Pipp.
What if this injury is more than 3 weeks? What if he doesn't play to Pittsburgh? Because that's the other thing. Do you want to put a kid against your young quarterback against that Pittsburgh defense and have T.J. Watt blitzing all over the place? So what if Flacco's playing well? Like, What if he has one of those crazy Ryan Fitzpatrick like beginnings of the season where he's like throwing like first 3 games he's 2-1, 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns, no interceptions. You know that New York media that those papers are gonna say maybe you should keep Flacco because of the talent that this team has.
Now,
that's what.
If there is a dark horse, though, Vlad, if there is a dark horse when we talk about this team, it has to be in this division. It has to be Miami. I mean, if there is a surprise outcome, if there is, all right, who other than Buffalo would win the division? Based on the way they played in the second half of last year, it's got to be Miami.
Miami, it is.
I mean, it has to be. And I don't mean to sleep on the Patriots because
sleep on them.
Nah, I don't want to sleep. I don't want to sleep on them.
Take a nap.
But I mean, you have to look at Miami. I think is the second best team in that division, and potentially the fly in the ointment if you're a Bills fan.
Yeah, but then it all relies on their quarterback. If Tua's not it, then it's all for naught. Tua, they put the talent around Tua.
Yep.
They put him around the talent, and they got an offensive coordinator. They got a head coach who just has nothing but the nicest things to say, compliments him all the time. Like they put him in a great environment, something different than the environment he was when he had Brian Flores as his coach. And mind you, Flores had 2 back-to-back winning seasons. So there's a lot of pressure in Miami. There's a lot of pressure on Tua. Now, if Tua succeeds, Miami could cause a lot of problems in that whole AFC.
Yes.
Because you're talking about a great secondary with Xavier Howard and
you got it. You're right. Yeah, that's where I was going to go.
And then they got a good front four led by the Christian Wilkins, Jerome Baker, the linebackers. They have that offense with Tyreek Hill now there. The only thing that I question is their running game, but with that Mike Shanahan offensive system, it doesn't really. They don't have a legit running back number one. They're just whoever's the high hand and who's ever running the ball well. So if they can run the ball well and that offensive line plays well and Tua is legit, they're a scary team.
Russell Baxter, Pro Football Guru. You can find him on Twitter at Bax, B-A-X Football Guru, NFL writer and historian, longtime friend of our program. He joins us next. It's Jason Page. It's The Cash In on the Sports Map Radio Network. I will dial up Russell.
You need his number? I gave it to you or no?
Did you give it to me?
I thought I did, but if I didn't.
Did you give me Russell's number? I mean, I have him. I may have him in my phone.
Oh, no, you do.
Yeah. I got him right here.
Wow, Russell, late night. I forgot Russell. It's been so long since we've done late night that I forget that people actually are up at this time.
Actually, hey John, let me give you Russell's number and have you call him since this is a straight up. You got it? Okay. Yeah, I'll handle Jason Cole on my end. Just do Russell. Actually, you know what? Shoot, I take that back. Let me do it on my end, and I'll explain why later. But I'll do it on my end. Thanks. All right.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, Russell Baxter is ready. Yep. Thank you. Talking about the AFC in this first hour of the program, and we bring in Russell Baxter on Twitter at BAX Football Guru, NFL writer and historian, longtime friend of longtime friend of my programs for sure. Russell, my friend, happy NFL Eve.
Yes, it is here. We have waited and waited and waited, and now that it's here, I'm guessing that, and this has nothing to do with your show, in the blink of an eye, it'll be week 9, and we'll start talking about it. But you know this, how fast football season goes. I can't explain it. I think it's more because it's like kind of a routine sport, because you do this one day and that one day, and you do it for about 18 weeks now, and then all of a sudden the playoffs are here, and we're talking about drafts and Super Bowls and so on, but it's a labor of love, and I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm sure. How many seasons have you been covering the NFL? How many is this for you?
This will be, between my newsletter that I started in the early 80s, it'd be like 40 years.
Oh, my God. I was 4 when you started this. 4. Oh, my God. Yeah. That's insane. Russell, we're doing the AFC.
I am what you call old type of
I'm doing the AFC this hour, so let me focus a little bit there. We were just talking about the AFC East, and obviously it's Buffalo's division to win. But if there is a fly in the ointment, it has to be the Miami Dolphins. Am I right?
Yeah, I agree. And, it's a team that's kind of teased us the last couple of years. 10-6 in 2019. 2020 missed the playoffs. Last year, 9-8, missed the playoffs. Got up to that miserable start last year, and then put together a long winning streak, but still came up short. So, in this day and age where each conference is taking 17 to the postseason, unfortunately they have missed out. But you look at what they did this offseason. Gave up a lot to get Tyreek Hill, but I think they wind up being worth it. Defense has come along. Obviously, another new head coach and so on with, Brian Flores let go. But it's a team with a lot of changes over these last couple of years. And, sometimes you wonder about the direction of the organization and so on. But, I think but here's the thing. Miami has been just really manhandled by the Bills, I want to say, the last 4 years. And I think the losing streak is 8 in a row, and a lot of these games haven't been close. So might be a fly in the ointment, but they've had a tough time getting out of that ointment.
Yeah, they have, but they certainly could be dangerous. What did you make of the news on Zach Wilson today? Because there was some thought he could be ready for week 1. Now you're thinking about week 4. If Flacco gets them off to a good start, is there going to be some temptation? I mean, he looked pretty good in the preseason. Is there going to be some temptation to kind of pump the brakes a little bit on Zach Wilson, or is he got to be the guy week 4, no matter what their record is after 3 games?
No, I don't think he has to be the guy. I mean, he's obviously coming off a debut season, and you're talking about an organization that let's not forget that they own the longest current playoff out in the league. The last time we saw the Jets in the playoffs, Mark Sanchez was leading the team against the Steelers in the 2010 AFC title game. So, they've gone through their share of changes. Obviously Rex Ryan was there and Todd Bowles, and, now you got Robert Tallon there and so on. But, no, I don't think. And when you have somebody like Joe Flacco, who has been in this league a long time and obviously had a lot of success. A veteran guy. They have a lot of other holes that they have to fill. Joe Douglas has done a good job building talent, but they still have to wait for this talent to mesh. So, no, I don't think you have to necessarily rush him back. But, my goodness, what an intriguing opener. Joe Flacco going against the Baltimore Ravens. Who would have guessed that?
That's true. Talking with Russell Baxter, longtime NFL writer and historian, really one of the best in the game at covering the sports. Hey, let me ask you: are there two happier coaches in that conference in the AFC than Sean McDermott and Andy Reid? And the reason I say that is they've got two of the best quarterbacks, arguably in the game. But both of them are hyper motivated. Some guys, when you get to that level of success and you're that good, have a tendency to maybe have a drop off, maybe start focusing on other things. But the way both of their seasons ended last year, I think both of these guys could actually wind up being better than they were last year.
Well, listen, the way both seasons ended for them last year, there's obviously a lot of motivation. I mean, we've now seen the Chiefs in the AFC title game, host the AFC title game 4 years in a row. But unfortunately, blow a double-digit lead at home to the Bengals in the AFC title game. And then, of course, Buffalo, Josh Allen's number is 17. I think the number a lot of Bills fans will be talking about is 13. 13 seconds left. And all of a sudden, here come the Chiefs. They wind up in overtime and so on. I was really impressed with what Buffalo did this offseason in this regard, Jason. This was a club that had the number one defense in the league in terms of yards allowed, gave up the fewest points in the league. And as Lloyd Bridges said in Airplane, I picked a particularly bad time to give up fill in the blank. And against the Chiefs, they gave up the most yards they gave up all year and the most points they gave up in a game all year. So what did they go out and do? Tweak the offensive line and revamp their defensive front. A lot of the guys who were there last year are no longer there. And, for a team that you would think would feel comfortable on defense, they had some holes down the stretch. I want to remind you that Jonathan Taylor is probably still running through the Buffalo defense. And it's funny because you always look at defense and you look at that yards allowed and so on. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I always look at rushing yards allowed. And, when you have an imbalance in that regard, Buffalo, again, gave up the fewest total yards in the league. It was 13th against the run. That's kind of mediocre. And I just think this is when I worked at ESPN, number one against the pass, 13th against the run. Why fly when you can drive? And that happens far too often to the Bills down the stretch last year. And remember the game in Foxborough and the bad conditions and so on. New England was able to control the ball. If you can control the ball against the team, I don't care how good your secondary is. I don't care how good your pass rush is. So kudos to Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott for revamping that defensive front.
I've got 30 seconds here. The old 30-second routine I'm going to do here. I can't go through all the divisions with you. Who do you think comes out of the AFC?
I think it will be Buffalo.
Okay.
I've been kind of scratching my head about the NFC in general, Jason, to be honest with you. But because of what they did, defensive front one, and listen, the AFC could have, oh my goodness, they could have a couple of teams maybe finish with 10 wins and not make the playoffs. Yep. And that's hard to believe in a 7-team field in one conference and so on. The NFC, I bounce back and forth. Could it be Green Bay? Could it be Philadelphia? Philadelphia is very intriguing to me. I love what they did in the offseason because they didn't do a lot. Okay?
Yeah. Give me one real quick because I got to run. Give me an NFC.
I'm just going to throw out the Eagles.
Love it.
Actually, week before, how about Buffalo and Minnesota? 2 0-4 in the Super Bowl. How much fun would that be?
I don't want to see Kirk Cousins there. I'm not a Kirk Cousins guy. Hey, Russell, I always appreciate your time, my friend. We'll talk to you throughout the season.
You got it.
Russell Baxter joining us on the show. Fantastic as always. All right. With that being said, let's talk some more about the rest of the AFC. We've gone through the East thoroughly. We'll go through the North, South, and West. He likes Buffalo. Who do I like? We'll talk about it next. On the Cash In, I'm Jason Page. This is the Sports Map Radio Network.
That was fun.
Russell, thank you very much, my friend. Oh, he's gone. Okay. The old go say hi, and the guy's not there.
Yeah, you don't. Come on, man. When you put them on hold, man, they expect you to say bye to them immediately.
He was there right until I went to go say hello. He hung up. Shoot him a note and just shoot him a note and say thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. I texted him thank you.
Because you know what happens, though. I'm like, 30 seconds, and all of a sudden, he's just going. I'm like, oh, no. I'm just looking at the clock going, oh, no. Hey, John, tell me something. Did you give me a little extra time there? Is my clock off? Because 7:36 is a hard out, right?
I think that's hard out, bro.
Oh.
That was a free break, man. That's a loose break.
No, that's a hard break, Vlad. Yeah, that's a hard out. But it's 36:22. I thought it was hard at 36. Got it.
Well,
okay.
You had 22 seconds.
I had 22 extra seconds. That's good to know. All right. He was good. He was acting for because he has a tendency to go.
Before kickoff.
What do I have?
Matt Verderame.
I remember him.
Fan-sided, yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
Cool.
It'll come on with you tomorrow, but it's a recorded interview before kickoff, 7:45 Eastern.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. No, because I know you.
All right, we're coming back. Hold on.
Okay.
Good to have you with us on this Wednesday. All right, we'll wrap up the AFC division winners here in this segment, and then next hour we'll start to get into the NFC. We are all in agreement, though, if we're making picks and betting picks, and I haven't talked about this from the betting perspective, but betting odds on the AFC divisions. Obviously, Buffalo is the prohibitive favorite there. Their odds to win the NFC East, the AFC East, are minus 225. Now, again, talking about current odds, not what they were, at some point during the preseason. The current odds on Buffalo are minus 225. Miami. Vlad, do you have it in front of you? Because I'm going to quiz you here.
No, I don't.
All right. What do you think Miami is?
To win the division?
Yes. If Buffalo's minus 225.
Miami's got to be plus 135.
No, way more. See, so
Wow.
when I tell you this number, you may want to go find a way to make a bet on them. Plus 475. It's a big number.
Wow. Well, that's because they really believe Buffalo's
Absolutely.
definitely win that division.
Yep. New England is right behind them at plus 500. But boy, if you really want to take a flyer and just say, hey, why not?
I will.
The Jets are plus 2,800.
I'm putting $100 on that.
Plus 2,800. Know what we can do with 28,000? Let's go. Let's go. I got some things I could do with 28,000 right now. I got news for you. All right, so we're in agreement. Buffalo to win the division, right?
Buffalo wins the division.
All right, Buffalo wins the division. Let's go AFC North winner next. Baltimore, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Pittsburgh. I'm a bigger believer in Cincinnati, and them and Baltimore are very close as far as the current odds are concerned. You got Baltimore. Well, I'll go through the odds in a second, but I think the Bengals took a monumental leap last year, obviously, and everybody saw what Joe Burrow was able to do. I'm of the feeling that organization is finally going in the right direction, and I think their upward movement continues throughout this season. And I know Baltimore's good, but I'm not a Lamar Jackson guy. And either you are or you aren't. It's like Kyler Murray. You're either a Kyler Murray guy and you believe he's that guy that's capable of getting you to the next level, or you don't. And I'm just not there with Lamar. I'm just not. So I can't pick Baltimore to win the division that's not to say I think Baltimore's going to stink or that I think Jackson's going to have some terrible year, but I'm not of the mindset that Baltimore's going to win that division. I'm going with Cincinnati to win the division. What do you think?
I'm going with Baltimore. I'm going with Lamar. This is a prove-it year. I see a lot of stars when it's a prove-it year, especially a contract year. When it's that show and prove year, they show out and they prove it.
By the way,
you're talking about a guy who's won NFL MVP
already.
So if he doesn't get signed by Saturday night,
that's what I was going to say. He actually set it for Friday now. The deadline I think he set is Friday is the latest headline on that. So if a deal's not done by Friday, and it looks like they're calling. Look, you know what's funny about this? The Ravens did this once before, and the irony is it's against the guy they're going to play in Week 1. Joe Flacco bet on himself, contract year, and what did he do? He pulled an Aaron Judge and went and won the Super Bowl, and he got his huge deal. And he didn't really necessarily play up to that huge deal, but he got a huge deal. So Lamar Jackson may very much. It's so funny how these things are cyclical, and how it all comes back again.
Because it's all scripted, man.
Because Lamar Jackson's going to find himself in the same position. The organization's already proven that they're willing to say, yeah, you know what, go and prove it. And I think this time around they're going to have a difficult decision to make at the end of next season because I don't think Lamar Jackson gets them to where they want to go. That's just my feeling. 16 touchdowns, 13 interceptions last year.
He was hurt.
I get it.
And he was doing it, He was by himself. That team was killed by injuries last season.
I don't think he's Vlad, I don't think he's terrible. I just don't think think he's the guy.
Listen, you don't think because everybody's love affair is with the quarterbacks that they feel that not only can move out of the pocket, but they can stand in the pocket and throw the ball. And I totally agree with that. I think in order for you to win a Super Bowl, you need a guy that's under center that can throw the ball, that make that pass.
Do you not agree? Would you not agree with me that he has got to take a step forward in terms of his accuracy this year if he is to get them further?
I would think so.
Okay, we agree on that. Then
he also has something that most other quarterbacks
I agree
don't, and
I agree.
His speed is such a weapon that it can lead a team. Because Baltimore's not going to kill you offensively; they're just going to ground and pound you. So if there's no major significant injury, like if there's no injury to Mark Andrews, Baltimore's going to be there. and with their special teams and their coaching staff, yeah, I have Baltimore going far this year in the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm not there. All right, you have them winning the division. I have Cincinnati winning the division. Here are the current odds. Baltimore right now, I'll give you the first one. You get the first one for free.
Baltimore's favorite.
Yep, they are favorite to win the division at plus 145. Who do you think's next? By the way, and by the way, what tells you how good the odds makers think Buffalo is? They're minus 220. Or minus, what did I have them at? Minus 225. It's Baltimore, meanwhile, is plus 145.
Well, Baltimore's also in
I get it. Yes, tougher division. I get. No, I'm not disagreeing with that, but I'm just saying in terms of what the odds makers think of Buffalo. All right, Cincinnati. What do you think they are?
Plus 100.
No, they have worse odds. If Baltimore's 145, Cincinnati's got to be higher.
Sorry. They got to be plus. Yeah, I would say plus 200.
175. 175.
Really?
Yep, 175. Cleveland.
Wow, Cleveland's ahead of Pittsburgh.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Way ahead, by the way. I'll give you a hint. They're way ahead.
They got to be plus 400.
Plus 550.
So Cleveland's got to be plus 8.
No, Cleveland is plus. Cleveland is plus 550.
Pittsburgh must be plus 750.
They're 1,000 right now.
Wow. So
I got to be honest with you. I think they're I think Pittsburgh's going to be horrible. Mitchell Trubisky is their quarterback.
I don't.
Yeah,
I don't.
Yeah, I think this is the year that Mike Tomlin can't pull rabbits out of hats.
No, he's pulling rabbits. He's pulling the tricks. He's gonna get he's gonna get a 9-8 out of Mitchell Trubisky.
No, let me tell you something. If he gets a 9-8 out of Mitchell Trubisky in that division, we'll come up with a bet because there's no way that's gonna happen. No.
Oh, he's
way.
going 9-8. Oh no. Yeah, let's do it. Oh, let's do it. We're not like other shows who put soft drinks, pop. Nah, we're gonna do it. No,
all right, we'll come up with something. We'll come up with something. I don't see that happening. All right, AFC South. Favorite to win the division is
Indy. I think Indy has to be the favorite.
Yeah, I'll tell you what,
a better
man.
Quarterback than Tannehill.
I think Matt Ryan's a good quarterback, but I've seen regression in Matt Ryan a bit. And
you've seen regression in the talent around him.
That too, but you know what? I mean, look, Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor is an all-world running back.
End of argument.
Yeah,
Matt Ryan's never played with a running back, even when Devontae Freeman was in his prime. Devontae Freeman was a good running back, but he wasn't no Jonathan Taylor.
If you put a gun, if I say gun to my head, people get upset.
No.
If you life on the line, if I go life on the line, a briefcase of somebody else's money, I'll probably. I've been waffling on this all day when I was looking at it. I'll go in.
Take the Colts.
I just
put it this way: there's only one team that's coming out of that division in the playoffs.
I would agree with that.
The division.
I don't know. The Titans might. Because Jacksonville and Houston are so bad, I think the Titans could still sneak in and be a wild card team. We'll do the wild cards in a second. And so
right. I love our listeners in Tennessee.
Yeah.
We have listeners in Tennessee.
We do, actually. We're on in Memphis.
See? Memphis, I love you.
And I think we're on in Nashville, actually.
But no, Titans will regress. They have who's Tannehill throwing the ball to? I mean, I know Burke, the rookie from Arkansas, he's supposed to be the guy, but he's not ready yet. As of yet, you let A.J. Brown go. Who's Tannehill throwing the ball to?
The A.J. Brown loss is just terrible. Guy is so good.
And Julio Jones looked like,
he's on the back nine. Yeah, he's on the back nine. All right, so all right, we're gonna go Indianapolis to win the division. Let's just leave that there for a second, because I got to get to the AFC West before we run out of time. AFC West. Oh, by the way, I didn't finish the odds in that division. Colts are minus 140. The Titans are plus 180. And then it really drops off, which tells you how bad that division is. Jacksonville, what do you think?
Plus 850.
Try plus 750. You're close. Not bad. And I'll give you one shot at Houston.
Texans got to be plus 1,000 or more.
Plus 3,000. Which is kind of crazy. I mean, because that's a similar number than what we were just talking about with the Jets. And the Jets are way better than Houston. That's why I think the Jets bet is a good one. If you want to take a flyer on them, I mean, I wouldn't knock you for it. Throw a tenner on them for $280 to win. So Houston's plus 3,000. So that's what we got in the AFC South. All right, real quick to the AFC West. Arguably, which is another just enormously competitive division. Kansas City, currently the odds-on favorite to win the division at plus 175. Who do you think wins the division, Vlad?
Chiefs.
All right. I'll go Chargers.
No, you go wrong.
But you don't know. You might.
No, I know.
I don't think you lose. I don't think you lose betting either of those teams.
No, you'll lose by betting on the Chargers.
No, come on.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Over the last 10 years,
Yes, sir.
what have the Chargers done for you to have so much faith in them in any NFL season?
This is a different time. The NFL is a year-to-year league.
You know what? Guess what? That's the same thing Chargers fans and the media were saying in 2021.
But it is. It's a year-to-year league. I don't think that's being terrible. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
That's the Chargers, man. I don't believe in the Chargers. The Chargers are a team that have to show and prove. They have to show it to me and prove it to me. Herbert's great. Don't get it twisted. Herbert's a great quarterback. But as great as he is, he hasn't been in the playoffs. So we rip Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson's been in the playoffs and won an MVP. Justin Herbert hasn't done anything.
No, different. Obviously, playing in different divisions, though, and
it doesn't matter. I mean, people are like yourself are quick to give the Chargers credit, and you're acting like 1-5 in Kansas City hasn't been the man for over the last 5 years. But everybody thinks Kansas City is going to take a decline. They think without Tyreek, this is it. This they've only won one Super Bowl. They choked in the playoffs last year down the stretch. Even though they finished 12-5, everybody thought that was a down year for them.
I love the addition. Listen, the one thing about the Chargers I love this year is what they did adding Khalil Mack. I like the addition of Khalil Mack a lot.
We'll see. Khalil Mack looked like he looked like the engine was about to go in the last couple of years in Chicago, man. We'll see. There's some thread on those tires.
Yeah, there's some wear and tear on it, man. But I'll go Kansas City. You go Kansas City, and I'll go with
Chargers?
with the Chargers. All right.
What's their bet? What, plus 225?
It is. Chargers are plus 230. Right. Then the Broncos are close behind at
275
plus 300. Plus 300.
Oh, plus 300.
And the Raiders pulling up the rear.
350 or 400?
Plus 650.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I would put money on the Raiders then.
Yeah, I agree with you. All right, we'll get to our wild card teams in the next hour because we got the full hour. We have no guests lined up. We'll get our AFC wild card teams in, then we'll get into the NFC. I'm Jason Page. Hang out with us. Continuing to talk all things NFL. It's the Cash In on the Sports Map Radio Network.
Oh, hell yeah, I'm putting money on the Raiders. Oh, my God. The Mets play Scherzer on the IL.
What'd you say, Vlad?
The Mets place Max Scherzer on the IL with the oblique left hand.
Yeah, and obliques can take forever. That could be regular season ending. You think about it. If he's out for
done.
2 weeks,
They're done.
Well, they might they'll probably be a wild card.
They're done. No. They'll make the wild card, but they're done there. I mean, they had to me they were the only chance to beat the Dodgers. I don't think anybody had the chance to beat the Dodgers out of the NL, but geez, Carrasco's hurt. Taijuan Walker was banged up, and then you don't know what's going to happen.
I think Atlanta could beat them. I think Atlanta could beat. If Atlanta can get if Atlanta can get the NL East,
it'd be interesting.
Yeah,
Freddie Freeman's loyalty lies.
Yeah.
If Freddie Freeman doesn't have a great series for the Dodger media, the LA market will kill Freddie Freeman if the Dodgers lose to the Braves in the NLCS. Like, in order for him to not be killed, he would have to have a great series, and the Dodgers just choke. But he's the only one that showed up for the Dodgers.
Choke job. All right.
Three-run home run won't help me right here.
So I'm down 6 pounds in my first 2 days dieting.
There you go. It's all going to be water weight. You'll lose
Shut
like
up.
10 to 50. No, it's going to be Jason. You lose weight, you lose water quicker than anything.
No, I know that. I lost 60 in 2019. I lost 60 pounds doing intermittent fasting, and that's what I'm doing. Comes off me fast when I'm really strict with it.
Now you just got to get off the McDonald's.
I actually don't eat a lot of McDonald's. I just eat a lot, period.
Starbucks doesn't help.
Coming back. I was just telling Vlad I lost 6 pounds in the first couple of days of my diet, and he's like, "It's all water." I'm like, "Thanks, dude. That's the encouragement I need. Appreciate it." Vlad is that friend. He's not just the executive producer of the show. He's also a friend. He's that friend that when you're like, "Hey, I lost 6 pounds in the first 2 days on my diet," he's like, "Yeah, it's all water weight."
I keep it real.
Jerk.
I just keep it real. That's all.
John, if you were my friend producing this show in Houston, this is only the second time we've ever worked together, right? I mean, I'd like to say you're my friend, but we barely know each other. You could be an axe murderer, and I don't want to be associated with an axe murderer. Not that I'm saying you are, but you could be. John, if I said to you, though, if we were friends, and John, I said to you, "Hey, I lost 6 pounds in the first 2 days of my diet," how would you respond? See? That's it. John would say, "Congratulations, keep it up." He's not an axe murderer, though. Okay, fair enough. But see, John gets it.
You just wait a minute. So
John is with the program.
So you want me to lie to you?
Yes.
No, I'm not.
Yes. I'm not saying I need a hype man, but sometimes I need somebody to just give me some love.
That's good. That's great.
All right, we'll do more NFL. We'll do more NFL in the next hour. We got a box of cards to give away. AFC wild card winners too. I'm Jason Page. It's the Cash In on the Sports Map Radio Network. Hear that music? Well, yeah, a little bit. I'm the king. I'm the king of timing it out. I live my life on a clock. What could I say?
Sure.
I am a real radio professional. Oswald Peraza's up. 1 for 3 tonight. He's got 4 hits today. Had 3 hits in the first game. Kid's
good
starting
job,
to show out.
Torres, and good job, fucking who with the grand slam today?
IKF, baby.
Yeah, that's because the young kids are playing well now. So his ass is
IKF. Oh yeah. Burping into the microphone with people watching and listening. It's just awful.
I'm gonna try to get our girl Jem Mueller after next week's game.
I miss Jen.
I miss her too, but she's doing big stuff.
I know.
You really should have her. She's doing a lot. She's teaching the sports business.
Yeah, nah, she's awesome. She really is. She is very special. Jason Page. No. Jason.
So we finished the AL wild card. I mean,
We'll do
AFC wild card here.
Yeah, we'll do wild card, AFC wild card, and then we'll keep this whole segment AFC wild card because we've got 2 full segments after that we could do the rest of the NFC. This is the easiest show of the year to do. It really is.
Well, it's good to get Russell and Jason Cole.
Yeah.
Because Jason can go and. All right. When we do baseball, I'm going to go in on the San Diego Padres, man.
You're what?
I'm going to go in on the Padres. San Diego Padres, if they don't do anything in the playoffs, this might be one of the most disappointing overall talented team I've ever seen in my life. Like, it goes up there with the Philadelphia Eagles dream team. Like, they spend a lot of money.
Yes, they do.
And they still double digit behind the Dodgers.
But there's a few guys spending money in the National League. Cohen with the Mets, the Padres, and the Dodgers.
But I'm not upset with Cohen because at least the Mets were, up until now, they were in first place. And those guys, and mind you, they were winning with the guys that their superstars pitching staff being hurt.
Oh, I get it.
So I'm not upset by that. But shoot, if they struggle now, okay, whatever. But they were never double-digit games behind the team you're trying to get. That's like I'm not upset with Boone. As much as I rip him, I'm not upset with him in the year that they won 100 games and the Red Sox won 108. It's not, dude, you know how crazy it is for you to win 100 games and you're still 8 games behind? You know what I mean? You're still like 6, 7 games, 8 behind the first place team. Is that Judge?
Couple of new followers on Twitter. It's good. Hey John, have that Sterling call of the Judge home run ready in this segment. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Thank you. So is this segment out at 09:22 or 09? Okay, good to know. Thanks. Really? No, that's what I mean. Oh, so at 9 it goes to break. Okay, got it. Got it. Okay. Thank you. I'm downloading an atomic clock right now for my iPad. Sinner. The judge is up. Here comes the judge. They walked him. I'm telling you, start seeing a lot of that. Oh, it's 7-1. How did they get 3 more? All right, coming back.
Aaron Hicks hit a double.
Who did?
Loaded double. Aaron Hicks hit a base.
Oh, nice. Double. Aaron Hicks needed that. Another hour of the Cash In. I am Jason. EP Vlad is here. That stands for executive producer. Because he's no longer producer Vlad. He's now EP Vlad. You've graduated. Congratulations.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm EPV.
Yep. EPV. John Belmer producing the show for us in Houston. Thank you very much, sir. Yankees about to sweep a doubleheader for Minnesota. Just as yesterday I said how difficult it is to sweep doubleheaders, they go and do just that against a pretty good team. 7-1 in game 2 of that doubleheader. Game 1 of the doubleheader today, Aaron Judge doing things. Yep. John Sterling had the call, WFAN. Yankees win game 1 in extra innings, 4-3. And as I said, up big in game 2, 7-1. So I don't know what the Rays are doing tonight. I don't have it in front of me because we're doing pretty much an entire NFL show tonight.
Yeah, Rays won.
Rays won again? Jesus. Mm-hmm. They are just, they're like a gnat. They're that fly in the kitchen, that one fly that found its way in that you just can't get rid of. That's who they are. They are just so annoying. And they play the Yankees tough all the time. Mets swept a doubleheader today, though, something they desperately needed. Beat the Pirates twice. Jacob deGrom pitched in game 2, so I didn't even need to look if they were going to win that game. Bad news for the Mets, though. Max Scherzer going to the injured list. Oblique injury. That is big trouble for the Mets. All right, we're going to talk AFC wild card coming up here in a couple of minutes. Then we'll get into the NFC. We're guest-free in this hour. Don't forget, follow me on Twitter if you want to win this cool box of Panini Chronicles Draft Picks NFL cards. It's the Cash In on the Sports Map Radio Network. Train your skill.
Yankees need to win 2 out of 3.
What's up?
Weekend against the Rays.
Yeah. They do. I agree. I love my dad. It's like 11 o'clock at night on the East Coast. He's 80 years old. Watching my show. Love you, Dad. Watching the show. Oh, boy. Let's see. Off of that, go to Twitch. TV.
All right. Vlad's got Stephon Diggs tomorrow.
What's going? What?
I got stuff.
Yeah.
I did a good job this year.
I can't do season-long fantasy anymore. Daily fantasy just ruined everything for me.
Well, I decided this year in the 3 fantasy teams to draft the quarterbacks. Draft the old guys. I'm going to let the old guys lead me. I got Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady.
Okay.
Oh, so the guy that the Yankees went against was from New York or something in the first game?
Yeah.
Because he struck out.
He's from St. Paul, Minnesota, but it was his first start. His first major league start, so like his family was there and everything. It was cool. I don't think he was from New York.
All right.
Drinking my seltzer water. Boy.
I'm hating it.
All right, so AFC wild card here.
AFC wild card.
Yeah, AFC wild card here. And then just AFC wild card this segment. Stand by. Come back.
Yeah.
All right, good to have you with us on this Wednesday edition of the program. 1-800-224-2004. If you want to get on the record tonight with your division winners, maybe a Super Bowl pick, tonight's the night where I kind of just let the phone lines rip. 800-224-2004, 800-224-2004. But tonight we're doing something very special on the show. Some of you have been following me on Twitter throughout the show. For those of you that have, you are entered to win. It's that simple. If you look on your screen right now, if you're watching the show, you don't have to be watching, though. You can be listening. All you got to do is follow me on Twitter at the back page and make a comment, and you will be eligible to win this 2022 blaster box of Panini Chronicles Draft Picks NFL football cards. Who knows? You might be the guy that picks some crazy one-of-one autograph. I'm all about card collecting. So anytime I can give some cards away, and obviously if you're a card collector, you're probably a sports fan. So I figure let's do a little crossover stuff. So again, follow me on Twitter at the back page. Make a comment. Shoot me a tweet. You will be eligible to win. I will pick the winner right at the end of the show tonight. I think we'll do it. We'll do it right before 1 a.m. Eastern time. Yankees, have they wrapped this up yet? No, 7-1 Yankees. I think it's the ninth inning. So they're about to wrap up a sweep of the Minnesota Twins. And then for the Yankees, it's about trying to hold off the Rays, who Vlad says won. We're doing all NFL tonight, as I said. We'll slip in a couple of other big stories as we go through the night, but all about the NFL with the season kicking off on Thursday. Jason Cole will join us. He's with Outkick.com, the longtime NFL writer and reporter. He will join us in the next hour, just over an hour from now. We'll talk with Jason Cole, get some thoughts from him on the NFC, the AFC, all things NFL. We'll talk about it with him coming up in the next hour of the program. But we are open on the phones for this hour if you want to call in at 800-224-2004. You got a Super Bowl prediction, a division winner you want to put out there, anything you want. You can put it out in this hour of the show. 800-224-2004. All right, real quick before we get to the NFC, we'll talk about AFC wildcard teams. We talked earlier about the idea of whether Indianapolis would be the only team to come out of the AFC South. I've been a little wishy-washy on whether or not the Titans could potentially come out of that division as a wild card team. We all agree on we don't all agree on our division winners, but we went through those in the first hour. We'll post them on the Cash In website, which I'm actually just finishing up. So that way we can refer to them throughout the season if we want to just make fun of each other endlessly. All right, Vlad, give me your 3 wild card teams. Are you ready?
Cincinnati. Yeah, Cincinnati.
Okay. All right, fine.
I gotta give them the long pause, you know.
All right. Yeah, all right, Dan Patrick with the pregnant pause.
Yeah, that's right, baby. Cincinnati.
All right.
Denver.
Okay.
Raiders.
Wow, you got 3 teams coming out of the AFC West, huh?
Well,
I think there's going to be a lot of attrition. I think there's going to be a lot of attrition there.
The only reason why I say that is because I low key think my team could surprise a lot of people. But now with the injury with Zach Wilson, I don't know if that's possible. I also think Tua could lead Miami if he steps up. But I'm skeptical on him. So I got to look at the AFC West. The AFC West has great quarterbacks. I'm a big Derek Carr fan. I'm a big Derek Carr.
Yeah, I'm not.
I know. I'll be right though. Derek Carr leads his team. That man, they should have a statue. The day he retires from the Raiders deserve to build him a statue right outside.
Are you crazy?
Yes, for everything that he has to do and deal with that organization, and he has to go in front of those cameras and in front of that mic and speak up and hold that franchise respectable. Derek Carr deserves a lot, man.
Wow, president of the Derek Carr fan club. Who knew?
Yes, I am president of the Derek Carr fan club, and I think he's with the addition of Devontae Adams.
I love Adams.
I don't like their secondary.
Yeah.
I don't like their secondary, but their offense is going to be with Josh McDaniel, and he has a lot to prove in his second stint as a head coach. I think the Raiders are going to do something. And Chargers and Broncos, yes, I do believe 3 teams will come out of a division to make the playoffs, and it's a coin toss between the Chargers and the Broncos, and I believe more in Russ than I do in Herbert, so therefore I'm going with.
All right, so that's your 3. All right, fair enough. I am wildly different than you.
You probably got Tennessee in there, I bet you.
I'm going to go. This is very difficult for me because I am a big believer in Mac Jones. So it's hard for me to go against him. But I'm going to go Miami as a wild card team.
Oh, you're at 2-9 then.
I'm going to go Miami as a wild card team. I will go Baltimore as a wild card team. I will go Los Angeles as my 3rd wild card team. Chargers.
So we're not too far.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I said Chargers to win the division. Sorry. So Chiefs Chiefs as the wild card. Yes.
Right.
So Kansas City. So I have Kansas City, I have Miami, and I have Baltimore as my wild card teams. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I have Cincinnati, Broncos, and Raiders.
My logic on this is on the one in the AFC East is the fact that it's not a great. I think Miami's ready to take a big step forward, and if you believe they're truly, if you truly elevate them to that second best team in the division status, if you think it's clear cut enough, I think they can get enough wins both within the division. I think they'll split with Buffalo. I think those division records are going to be very. I do. I think those division records are going to be competitive.
But Josh Allen has mind control over them. No, he doesn't. No, it's not happening.
I think they'll split. I think they'll split with Miami. I really do. With Buffalo, and obviously, I don't think Baltimore. I think with one of the best defenses, if not the best defense in the conference. Yes, I am.
You jumping out the window on this Baltimore Ravens.
I am. Look, and I think combined with the fact that they can control the ball enough with the ability of Lamar Jackson to run the football as well as throw it from time to time effectively. I think they'll win enough games, and the Cleveland and Pittsburgh are dumpster fires. So, for me, it's pretty easy. I mean, some might want to say, well, what if Cleveland could hold down the fort long enough until Deshaun Watson gets back for that Houston game? But I just don't see it. I don't see it. And I'd love it gets very tricky. I think Tennessee's going to be in the mix for one of those wild card spots just because, again, that division's not good. And they're going to clean up and get their wins. They'll probably split with Indianapolis. They're going to mollywop Jacksonville and Houston. They'll get their wins in that division.
Yeah, but then you have to go. All right, but they have to face the Chiefs.
They do.
They're gonna have to face Cincinnati. They're going to have to face Buffalo. They face Buffalo the second game of the season in Buffalo.
Listen, I've seen enough from this Mike Vrabel coach team. I've seen enough by now that I think it's very difficult to bet against Tennessee because they're going to play you hard every week. They're very Tannehill.
Do you believe in 17?
I believe. I'll tell you what I believe. I believe he's a good enough quarterback to get you regular season wins. There's good regular season quarterbacks, and there's good postseason quarterbacks. He's a good regular season quarterback. He's a good regular season quarterback. And we've seen guys like that throughout the history of the league. Guys that are just good enough to win in the regular season. But again, I gotta think there's two teams coming out of the West. There's just too much talent, and there's too much talent in that division for there not to be two teams coming out of there. So somebody's not getting one, and that to me is the AFC South.
Yeah, we agree. So you believe?
Well, you got three teams. You got three coming out of the right. You got three coming out of the AFC West.
Yeah, because you believe in Miami. I believe Buffalo is clearly the best. I mean, we all agree. If there's one team that's clearly head and shoulders above the rest of every team in their division, is Buffalo.
Yep.
You said it with the odds, right?
Yep.
So Buffalo, at worst, they should go 5-1 in that division. If you're saying that they might split with Miami, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they should be able to win all the other games. So everybody else is playing for a wild card spot.
Yes.
And if I'm going by the team. I'm looking at the roster, and then the number one deciding factor is the quarterback. And the quarterbacks in the AFC West are better than
I just think
the quarterbacks in the conference.
Problem is, like I said, I might have said to you off the air, maybe I said it on the air here. I think attrition is the worst. Is the worst enemy of that AFC West. I just think they're all going to beat up each other. I really do. And if you believe that, but I mean, then they still got to play some good teams. So
who? Because listen, the AFC West is playing the NFC South this year.
I get it.
That means you get to play Atlanta. You know what I mean? You get to play Carolina,
Tampa Bay.
That's the only you could beat Jameis.
Yeah, you could beat Jameis.
I mean,
Tampa Bay.
You're not afraid of
still,
Jameis.
There's two good teams in that division, though. We'll do the NFC. All right, so we're done with the AFC. We'll post those picks later on
Wait, who you got
online.
Who you got winning? Who you got winning the AFC?
We'll do that in the last hour. I'll hold that till the last hour.
Ooh.
Okay, we'll do postseason in the last hour. All right, but when we come back, I hate to say that. It's the worst thing. So we're not going away. We're not going anywhere. We're staying right here. As we continue with the show, we'll do the NFC. We'll do our division winners in this hour, and then we'll do our wild card winners later on in the hour. If you want to chime in with your pick, 800-224-2004, 800-224-2004. You can hit me up on Twitter at The Back Page. And again, if you follow me on Twitter at The Back Page tonight, if you go and follow me, send me a comment, anything you want to write, you will be eligible to win this Blaster Box Panini Chronicles Draft Picks 2022 football cards. Got to do it tonight, though, because we're giving it out at the end of the show. We're back with more of the Cash In on the Sports Map Radio Network. I know I broke a little late there, but soft, so yeah. Once in a while I do that. All right, so we're coming back with NFC division winners. I need to put on open YouTube TV. I have Google TV, so I talk to my remote. I love it. It's fancy.
Come on, Dookie.
Where are you going?
I'm going to go get the car and walk the dog.
Okay. Oh, Fox News. God.
By the way, when you said you don't know any famous 45s, I'm like, yeah, you do. You just might not like that 45.
Who?
Who's referred to as 45?
Who? Oh, God, no. Oh, that's terrible.
Don't worry. That's why I'm wearing the Jordan 45. Actually, yeah, that's going to be my 45. Because I thought about 45s with athletes. And the only 45s I know is Jordan wearing the 45 and Pedro.
Yeah, Jordan 45's not a bad one.
and Pedro.
Alcaraz beat Sinner in the first set, and
Really? Wait, they still playing? They just not playing? What happened in that
second
women's
set,
match?
second set of the Alcaraz Sinner match. Let's see here.
Swiatek's a machine.
Yeah, she won. Beat Pegula.
Yeah. You know what? The AFC West is playing the NFC West. That's my mistake. I got to correct that.
Okay, make sure you correct that. I looked at so many schedules today, my head is like spinning.
Yeah, that was my mistake.
By the way, nice job, Doug Gottlieb. Oh my God.
What do you do now? What do
You didn't see about that whole thing with Casey Close?
No. What happened?
Oh, Doug Gottlieb had to do like the ultimate mea culpa, I apologize thing today because he made a false claim that Freddie Freeman, Casey Close wasn't talking to Freddie Freeman about his contract situation.
Wait, is Casey the agent?
Yeah, Casey Close is the agent, and he sued Doug Gottlieb, and Gottlieb had to apologize, otherwise the lawsuit was going to keep going.
That's because, oh my God.
Yeah, bad look for Doug. All right, we're coming
Maybe
back.
it's not a bad look, but Doug probably knew something, but wasn't supposed to say.
Continuing with the NFL preview edition of the Cash In. Going through the odds. We're going through all the good stuff. What was that? The music started, then it stopped. Did something happen, John? I'm calling you out. It's a pause in the beat? That's how this song actually starts? All right, fair enough. There is still tennis going on there in the second set at the U.S. Open. The other men's quarterfinal being played today. Alcaraz and Sinner. And Alcaraz took the first set 6-3. They're 6-6 in a tiebreak in the second set. Alcaraz, the third seed. And by the way, I said, there was no saving grace to the men's side of the U.S. Open draw. And I'll do a little bit of I may have gone a little overboard there. Alcaraz and Tiafo playing in the semifinals would be really good television. I mean, Tiafo is a hell of a story. Father, I think, was like a janitor at the U.S. Tennis Center. He hung around the place as a kid. He slept in the place as a kid. And now here he is, 24 years old, in the semifinals of a Grand Slam for the first time. Alcaraz is basically the next Nadal. That's the way they've looked at him. Guy that could be that sort of figure in the game. 19 years old. Is amazing to watch on the court. And there's some that believe he could be the guy that follows in Nadal's footsteps. So we could have them in a semifinal. It's too bad we don't get them in a final. As I've been saying all night on the show, you have an opportunity to win this blaster box of 2022 Panini Chronicles Draft Picks football cards. All you got to do is go on Twitter, follow me at the back page on Twitter. Send me a comment, anything you want, and you're entered to win. We'll pick a winner at the end of the show. Simple as that. You could also give us a call, 800-224-2004, 800-224-2004. I had a couple of people message me yesterday and say, are you taking calls? Because you didn't give out the phone number much. Yeah, no, I'm down for taking calls if they're good calls. I'll just take any call. Some people are like, hey, I got calls. Well, anybody could get calls to a radio station. Can you get good calls? Is the question. We're doing the NFC for the remainder of this hour, picking NFC division winners. In this segment, we'll quickly pick the NFC divisional winners. First, Vlad has a correction. Go ahead, Vlad. I'm gonna let you state your correction.
Yes, I made a mistake.
We're about accuracy here. This isn't Fox News.
Right. The FC West is not playing the NFC South this year. They're playing the NFC West.
Okay.
But they are, because there's an extra game.
Yes.
Their extra game is against a team in the NFC South. So this year you'll have Kansas City play Tampa. The second place team in the AFC West will play the second place team in the NFC South. So there you go.
There you go. All right, NFC division winners. We start in the NFC East. I won't tell you who the favorite is to win the division. I will actually ask you, Vlad, who do you think the odds-on favorite is to win the division?
It might have changed over the last couple of weeks. I would have thought it might be the Cowboys at let's say minus 125, maybe.
Here's what's crazy. Preseason, the Cowboys were the favorite at plus 110.
Oh, wow.
Now,
Okay,
the favorite is the Philadelphia Eagles at plus 130.
So if the Eagles are favored at plus 130,
Yes.
then the Cowboys must be plus 175
Plus
or
150.
190.
Plus 150.
Oh, wow.
So close. They're
So they're
basically,
not
I mean, they're
even that
basically
much.
neck and neck. So Philadelphia at plus 130, Dallas at plus 150. Next, Washington Commanders,
The Commanders at plus 550.
600.
That was close.
And the Giants,
Plus 750.
800. Close as well.
We round off.
Who do you like to win? I got to be honest.
I love Philly in that division.
Yeah, see,
I
I'm-
love Philly in that division. And that's even with, and I'm not a big Jalen Hurts
I'm
guy
not a
either,
Jalen Hurts guy either.
but they've got a good team. Like they have receivers, they have a running game, then their defense is going to be nasty. You can't run on them. That's the thing about Philly. They'll be able to run on you, and you won't be able to run on them.
But can you get enough plays out of Jalen Hurts?
Oh, you gonna get plays with his legs? Can he make plays with his arms?
Yeah, I mean, great. We all know these athletic quarterbacks can make plays with their legs. I'm not sold. Again, you got to show me. And I know people are going to probably start getting on me and say, oh, you're anti-running quarterback, or you don't think these guys can. Listen, Patrick Mahomes can run around the field, and I've seen him do it. Russell Wilson, I've seen him do it. I haven't. Lamar Jackson, sorry, he's 1-2 in the postseason. I know we had this argument yesterday, so I won't rehash it. But he's 1-2 in the postseason. His accuracy numbers speak for themselves. You're in danger if you're the kid carrying the water cooler on the sideline. We all know it.
Jeez.
Let's just be honest. I mean, and with Jalen Hurts, I got to see the guy make more throws. I'm sorry. You have to be astonishingly good defensively to be able to cover to the degree that it takes to win a division or win a Super Bowl. You have to be astonishingly good defensively. Now, I'm not saying the Eagles aren't a great defensive team, but I can't go with Philadelphia to win the division. I'll have to go with the Dallas Cowboys.
Hold on. So this is what I don't get. You saying that you don't believe Jalen can make the throws in the regular season to win?
Yes.
Or Lamar, but you believe Ryan Tannehill can?
I've seen Ryan Tannehill do it. So
You
yes.
haven't seen Ryan Tannehill done.
I have.
Nothing.
I've seen him do enough.
You've seen him hand the
You're
ball
gonna
off to
compare-
Derrick
hold
Henry,
on.
and Derrick Henry run 80 yards for a touchdown and carry Tennessee to a victory.
You-
Ryan Tannehill has not made one throw. The only time I've ever recognized, the only time I can recollect Ryan Tannehill making a throw, any type of throws, might have been 2 years ago in a Week 17 when they needed to win the
All right,
division.
hold on. Let's
And
be
they
fair.
beat Indy.
Let's be fair here, though.
that's it.
Let's be fair here, though. Take a breath with me, and let's be fair. Are you honestly going to say that you think right now, before week 1 of the NFL season, you think Jalen Hurts is a better quarterback than Ryan Tannehill? I want you to think strongly about that before the season starts. I'm not saying what you think he's going to do, but based on what the limited amount we have seen from him and what we've seen from Tannehill, you're going to tell me that you think Jalen Hurts is a better quarterback today than Ryan Tannehill.
Yes.
No. Yeah, there's just not enough evidence. I'm an evidence guy.
Fan, but no, I'm not a Jalen Hurts fan. But if you're making that argument for Ryan Tannehill in the regular season, that he's going to be able to lead them to victories in the regular season, I can make that same argument for Jalen Hurts, because he led that Philadelphia Eagles team to victories, and they made it to the wild card last season. And they've added more talent. They added more weapons for him. Their receiving crew is better. Their defense got better.
Yeah.
They drafted
Listen,
very well.
I'm not disagreeing.
They have a team that can win. They have a team pretty much this way. If Jalen Hurts plays to the expectations that they have for him, Philadelphia could have the number 1 seed in the NFC because that division is weak.
Yeah, I agree the division is weak, and that is something that's on their side. And we'll get into the wild card stuff later, and that's why I think they're a wild card team. But I still think Dallas is the better team in that division. So I'll go Cowboys to win the division. I ran a little long there, but we'll come back and get to the NFC North winner, the South, and the West, and then we'll give our wild card teams too. Jason Cole in the next hour from Outkick.com. Don't go anywhere. Lots more to do in our NFL preview on the Cash In. I'm Jason Page. This is Sports Map Radio. Wow, this tiebreaker is just going right down to the wire. Don't spoil it for me if you're watching.
Now I'm watching this beautiful sister
Don't tell
on
me.
MLB
Don't
Network. Jesus, she's beautiful. Where is she?
John said he was noticing the same thing on MLB Network, Vlad.
Hey man, people in Green Bay need to get back at me, man. I want to know.
What'd you say?
I want the people in Green Bay to get back at me. I need some love out here, man. I want to go to that game. I want some Green Bay love.
Let me get through the first week of shows first. Jesus.
Get some bro. Yeah, look, man.
I'm in a good spot because I could go to a Raiders game very easily. I can go to a Phoenix game, an Arizona Cardinals game. No, but I'm saying my location, I can go see LA, I can go see the Raiders, or I can go see the Cardinals any Sunday I want, really.
And Seattle, if you
because the show being on a Monday night, I got time to get back.
Yeah, I'm thinking of going to the Jets Seahawks in December and then just staying down there for a week if I'm not already there already.
Jets Seahawks, that's in Seattle. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Seattle's not anywhere near Palm Springs.
What do you mean, man? I used to go to Seattle, fly out of California to Seattle all the time. It's 2 hours, bro.
Oh, no, I know, but I'm saying you're making it sound like it's down the street.
But it's a flight. It's a 2-hour flight.
Yeah.
Talking. Yeah. I mean, your thing is driving. You're 4-hour drive, but come on, bro.
What's the matter, John? Oh, okay.
In and out, man.
Oh,
pay the flight money, man. Pay the flight money. It's the same as gas.
Who, me?
Yeah.
For Arizona and Vegas? No, I won't. Because I'll tell you why. They're both 4-hour drives, and I want to be able to have a car when I go somewhere. I don't like having to rely on Ubers. But by the time you start adding all that shit up, it gets expensive. And now I've got a hybrid. So, I got 50 miles of electric. Next year I'm buying a fully electric SUV.
All I know is this. If we were somehow in Super Bowl week in Arizona, we have to go to the golf tournament.
Yeah, we didn't do that last year when we were there last time. Oh, no, we did go. That's right. We did go.
Wrong with you?
Yeah.
Why do you think I'm bringing it up?
I forgot about that. Yeah. Did I ever tell you the story? The guy that I stayed out there with, that I was friends with, that worked for the Cardinals. Did I tell you the story? He died in like a DUI accident or something. Terrible story.
Yowzer.
Yeah. Way to bring it down, Paige. We're coming back from break. Hold on.
Oh no, look at you. We're gonna have a long match here.
That's right. Thank you, Chad Erickson. You can win 2022 Blaster Box Panini Chronicles draft picks. If you're watching on the stream, I'm actually holding it up on the screen so you know I physically have it in hand. Tonight, one lucky listener or viewer is going to get their hands on this Blaster Box. All you got to do is go over to Twitter, follow me at the back page, and then leave me a comment. Say whatever you want. I mean, don't say whatever you want. You know what I mean. Let's keep it pithy and not get all petty. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Know what I'm saying? So there you go.
No.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know the movie.
No.
You know the movie reference? No?
Yeah, I know. I get the reference.
Okay. So anyway, Chronicles Draft Picks, Blaster Box. Follow me on Twitter at the back page. Leave a comment. You will be entered to win. We will announce the winner just before the end of the show. You're also welcome to give me a buzz if you so desire. 800-224-2004. 800-224-2004 if you want to leave an NFL prediction on the table. Get yourself on the record. 800-224-2004. Okay. Completing our NFC division winners before we get into the NFC wild card predictions. NFC East, Vlad is going with Philadelphia. I am going with the Dallas Cowboys. As I said, Eagles going off at plus 130, Cowboys going off at plus 150. Odds to win the NFC North. The favorite to win the division is the Green Bay Packers. Vlad, what do you think their number is?
Packers plus 185.
Minus 155.
Wow. So
Yeah.
what, they have the second best odds?
Minus
After
155.
Buffalo?
Well, we'll go through the others and you can find out. But minus 155 for the Green Bay Packers. They opened the preseason at minus 180. They are now at minus 155. Second is the Minnesota Vikings. Their number.
Plus 125.
275.
Plus 275. Jeez.
And I think that's a pretty
like
good.
it.
Yeah, I like that number. The Detroit Lions are third.
750.
Plus 1,000. Yep.
No faith.
No, nor should there be.
So wait a minute. Time out. If they're plus 1,000, right? That's what you just said?
Yes.
Then that means the Bears got to be plus 3,000.
2,000.
Oh, okay.
2,000 for the Bears.
Jeez. They had more faith. I guess Vegas has more faith in the Bears than I do.
And the Bears, let me tell you, the preseason did nothing to help the Bears because preseason, the Bears were plus 950. And now they're plus 2,000. So it tells you
Yeah, they were dismal. They were dismal. in the preseason.
Tells you what the football world is.
Well, listen, I'd like Green Bay, but I won't be shocked if Minnesota win that division.
I'm with you on that. I'm not, obviously, like many people, I'm not sold on the Packers receiving core. And look, I say this all the time. There's two types of quarterbacks in this league. There's the quarterbacks that enhance average wide receivers and make them into something better than they actually are. And there are quarterbacks who need excellent wide receivers to enhance who they are. We obviously know which one Aaron Rodgers has been throughout his career. Can he continue to do that yet again this year? He's going to have to in order for them to win the division. That being said, I am not a Kirk Cousins guy. Never have been. And I know that Mike Florio liked floating the idea of Justin Jefferson as a potential MVP, and he might have a great season. Green Bay's still going to win that division. I think it'll be close, but I think Green Bay will win that division.
That's funny in what you were describing because in your description, you were basically describing the Packers and Vikings. If you're saying that, you're saying that the quarterback who there's two types of quarterbacks: quarterback that make receivers and quarterback that need receivers. Well, that's Minnesota. Minnesota has a receiver, and that quarterback is not it. In our eyes, he's not. We just don't believe in Kirk Cousins.
Nope.
And then you have Aaron Rodgers, who we've seen him what he did in that Thursday night game against Arizona when he didn't have Devontae Adams and he didn't have three of his wide receivers, and they still figured out a way to win. So that's the reason why most people will pick Green Bay.
So you're going Green Bay?
12. You're going with number 12. AR12. Hell yeah.
Okay. So we both got Green Bay in that division. Go to the NFC South. We spent a lot of time talking about Tom Brady and the Buccaneers last night. Get back to them now here in the NFC South. They are the favorite to win the division. What do you think their number is?
They got to be a minus.
What do you think their number is?
I'm minus 175.
Minus 250.
Wow.
So they have the second best odds so far.
Okay.
Second best odds to win the division so far is Tampa Bay Buccaneers minus 250. They opened the preseason at minus 300, so they slipped a little, but still obviously very favorable. The New Orleans Saints come in next. What do you think their number is?
Plus 250.
300. Carolina Panthers. Predicted to finish, not predicted to finish third, but the third best odds.
There's a lot of Baker's steam coming. There's a lot of love for Baker coming. Most people have Carolina as a surprise team. I think Bill Simmons has them in the ringer as a surprise team, his sleeper team. I'm gonna go plus 650 for Carolina.
Plus 1,000. Opened the preseason at plus 1,200. Carolina now at plus 1,000. And the Atlanta Falcons pulling up the rear.
All right, most people think the Atlanta Falcons might be the worst team in the league.
And they might be right.
If Chicago's plus 3,000, then Atlanta's got to be plus 3,500 to 4,000.
3,500 is the number.
I know me.
I don't think this one's going to take very long for us. Pick a division winner.
The pewter and gold, man. Pewter and gold. Tampa Bay, man.
Tampa Bay at plus 250 to win the division. All right, well, we'll get to the wild cards in a second. But Tampa Bay, you picked to win the division. I will go with Tampa Bay as well. Barring Tom Brady deciding to retire mid-season. That is the only caveat I will throw in that.
That's another bet I'm going to take. Tom Brady's not going to retire, like you were saying yesterday.
I had somebody message me last night who was like, I hadn't heard anybody say that, but you might be right. But then again, it doesn't mean I'm right. I'm just saying.
That guy must be smoking something.
Somebody agreed with me. So Tampa Bay, we both go with Tampa Bay. We'll both go with Tampa Bay at minus 250. NFC West wrapping up the divisions. The
Rams got to be the favorite.
Rams are the fave, and you think their number is?
Minus. No, you know what? They might be a plus. I'm gonna go plus 185.
Plus 130.
You see?
Opened up the preseason at plus 135 and pretty much stayed right there. So they are plus 130 to win the NFC West. Next.
So the Niners would have to be second.
They are.
I will say they have to be plus 235.
No. Plus 180.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot. Listen, I've seen people talking about Kyle Shanahan for Coach of the Year, which is nuts because then you're really banking a lot on Trey Lance.
I really think he should be in the hot seat, but whatever. Okay.
I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. So one plus, and frankly, he still might be.
No. They both got
that's true. They did get extensions. That's true.
They're good.
All right, so plus 180 on the Niners. Next.
So then the Cardinals are next, and
yes.
I would say they have to be maybe plus 275 or something like that.
Plus 400. They opened the preseason at plus 300. They're now at plus 400. Arizona Cardinals plus 400.
That was before the suspension of DeAndre and everything like that? Okay. And the Seattle's got it. That's another team that's horrible. Seattle might be a plus 3,000 team.
Depends what you think of Geno.
I know what I think of Geno. Geno the God. Geno was my quarterback. Gyrating on the sidelines after beating Tampa Bay in his first game he ever started.
All right. So Seattle's number is
plus 3,000.
2,200.
See. So
there you go. Who do you like to win the division?
Rams. I don't think they have a Super Bowl hangover. I think they win.
I would agree with you, and I mostly agree with you because again, I'm an evidence guy. I'm not. I gotta see what Trey Lance can do, and I'm still, Kyler Murray. Again, early on last year looked like one quarterback. Second half of the year looked like a different quarterback. He was banged up a bit. I'm sticking with the Rams to win that division. I do think it'll be interesting in terms of who the second best team in the division is, and that brings us to our wild card teams. We got about 4 minutes here. Give me 3 wild card teams out of the NFC, Vlad.
Cowboys.
Yep.
Vikings. Niners.
Yeah, I think that's pretty strong, and because I picked different division winners, but I think we're kind of on the same page here. No pun intended. I'll go Eagles again because that division is weak. I'll go Eagles. I'll go Vikings. I'll go Eagles. I'll go Vikings. I'll go 49ers.
I think the battle might be for the seventh spot would probably be between the Vikings and the Saints. I just think Arizona. Listen, I'm not.
Wow, you're down on Arizona.
I've been down on Arizona.
Okay.
I'm not a Kingsbury guy. I thought Kingsbury's ads should have been on the grill last year. And if you look at his record, this guy starts off fast and then he always struggles down the stretch, second half of the season. And they extended him. So I'm like, all right, that's it. You extended him, you extended Kyler. You guys are married together. This is the next 5 years. You're together. This is your ship. This is your ship, baby. Now you gotta steer it. And I don't think Kingsbury's that guy. And I'm gonna die on that hill. That's a hill I'm willing to die on.
All right.
Good coach, but I just don't believe in him.
All right, so those are our picks out of the NFC. Next hour, we'll get into our postseason predictions, and then we'll get into our postseason. We'll get into some of the prop bets for the upcoming season as well. We'll be joined by Jason Cole in the next hour. He's a football writer, longtime NFL writer. He'll join us. He writes now for Outkick.com. He's also a Hall of Fame selector. Jason Cole will join us live in the next hour of the program. And you've still got a shot to win this blaster box. For those of you watching on the stream, you can see me holding it up on the screen. It is a Panini 2022 Chronicles Draft Picks box. It's yours. All you got to do is hit me up on Twitter at the back page. Go to Twitter, hit me up there at the back page. And send me a comment. So follow me on Twitter at the back page. Go and drop a comment in the mentions. Get into my mentions. And at the end of the show, we will pick one person. Just before the end of the show, we'll pick one person to get this Panini Chronicles Draft Picks box. It's very difficult. You have no idea how hard it is for me. I've got a bunch of boxes here that we're going to be giving away, and it's impossible for me to stare at them because I just want to open all of them up because I just love opening cards. Sometimes I'd even open them on the air. But these are sitting right here. So somebody's going to get this at the end of the show tonight. You could also give us a call if you feel so inclined. 800-224-2004 if you have an NFL prediction you want to get in tonight. Any NFL prediction at all. 800-224-2004. 800-224-2004. 04. We'll come back, wrap up the hour, let you know what's going on in that Alcaraz Sinner match. There was a winner of the second set. We'll tell you who it was and what's going on out at the U.S. Open. Final match of the night there. I'm Jason Page. It's the Cash In on the Sports Map Radio Network. You okay? What'd you say? Dookie what? Yeah. Chung and I just walk around our house stepping on bones that my dog leaves laying around. And in the middle of the night, there's nothing worse than walking out into the hallway and stepping on a dog bone.
Oh, man, that pierces through the skin.
Oh, my God, it hurts so bad. Especially if you're having a gout attack like I do sometimes. And then you step on, it's agony. It's the worst feeling in the world.
You need to drink beet juice, man. Berry. That's what you need.
Oh, I do all that stuff. Tart cherry. I do that. Used to do lime juice when I lived in Singapore. Good times. Good times. Today I got up off the couch and pulled my back out.
That's old.
That's what I'm saying. When that's the kind of stuff that starts.
Bro, this is listen.
It's the beginning of the decline.
If I'm on the ground, I got to use my knee to get up. That's when you know it's fucked up, bro.
See, I can't even get. Yeah, I get it. I can't even get up from a squat position. That's how bad my knees are.
Man, I got to use fucking everything. It's like that's not good when you do.
Hey, Belmer in Houston, how old are you? Oh, Jesus, he's 30. He's 30.
He's about to feel that.
God, no,
He's about
not
to
at
feel that.
30. He ain't feeling
He's about to
shit.
feel it. He's about to feel it. Don't worry. He's about to feel it.
30.
Enjoy these
See,
next
hold
5
on,
years,
hold on.
because once
30.
35 hits, it's Rap City.
30. When I was 30, I was just starting in Hartford with the ESPN radio affiliate there.
That's cool. 30. You realize once 30 is good. Enjoy those 5 years, because once 35 hits, that's when you start shit starts hurting.
And Belmer, if you know anything about Houston sports radio, you'll appreciate this nugget. My fill-in host in Hartford, who I gave him his first opportunity to be a talk show host, was Mike Meltzer. Yep. Yeah, he's the smart one. Got out of the business and said, I'm just going to go be a lawyer. Oh, he's doing way better doing law. Absolutely. That kid was smart, man. He had his fun years in radio, and then he decided he was going to go be an adult and go be an attorney. It's brilliant. Meltzer, if you're watching, brilliant. That kid was my fill-in in Hartford. I'll tell you a funny story. I won't give the name of the person. But Meltzer was my fill-in Hartford. One day, I take a day off. I'm out on the golf course. I get a text message from our general sales manager. He goes, "The kid filling in for you today?" He said, "I'd rather hear a monkey banging cymbals together than him."
Jesus, it's rough.
The stories we get to tell when we're in the breaks. Well, Eminem, can't go wrong with that.
Which Eminem?
It's Jason Page. It's Jason Page. It's the Cash In. Good hanging out with you guys tonight. If you like listening to the show and for some reason you want to watch the show, you can do that as well. We're on a whole bunch of platforms. Facebook Live. Just look for me, Jason Page. You can watch there. I'm on Twitch. Jason Page 77 is my Twitter channel. Jason Page 77 if you're looking for me there. Also, where else am I? Oh, YouTube. That's right. The Decibel 88 YouTube page if you're looking for us as well. So all sorts of different ways to consume the show. The Sports Map Radio app are plenty of Sports Map Radio affiliates around the country. One of them is in Green Bay, and Vlad is hoping that by chance one of our two affiliates there in Green Bay might offer him some refuge as he comes up there to go see the Jets play the Green Bay Packers later this season.
Looking for 3 tickets. That's all.
You're looking for tickets?
3 tickets. That's it.
It's a big ask. It's a big ask.
3 tickets. Just 3 tickets. That's all.
And a reminder, if you haven't signed up yet, go to Twitter, follow me at the back page. And if you do that, put a comment in my mentions tonight. You are eligible to win this 2022 Blaster Box of NFL Chronicles. We're doing it to kick off the NFL season. Jason Cole of Outkick.com talking NFL with us later in this hour or in the next hour, something like that. I'm Jason Page. Stick around. We got another hour to play with. Our NFL preview on the Cash In on the Sports Map Radio Network. And we're in the break. There's the ID. I forgot to say that Alcaraz lost the second set. Wow, this match is going to be going all night.
Yeah, this is
a very good chance this is a 5-setter.
I told you that. Is that Brad Gilbert?
Yeah. That's Brad Gilbert.
Is it?
Some air.
Was
so
that
hot in here?
Was that really him?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't look. Probably is, though. I don't know who's doing the match because I'm not listening, obviously. Let me see. Let me listen. I got 6 minutes.
Patrick tomorrow?
I don't know. This week's been tough. I've even gotten very few responses from him on text messages. Usually he's pretty good with responding to text, but he's just been so busy this week.
I believe tomorrow's only semis.
See something? Hold on. I don't see who's doing the match.
Well, I know that tomorrow's only the women's semifinals. Yeah. Those are the matches tomorrow. Because tomorrow's Thursday.
I heard John talking.
Yeah, I don't think Brad Gilbert does those games anymore. That's why I just thought he was on the crowd.
No, he definitely works for ESPN still. Alcaraz is just awesome. Kid gets to every ball. He's like a mini Nadal. Oh. Didn't get to that one. Sinner's just bombing away. What a last name, Sinner.
He's a sinner.
A Tommy boy. Sinner.
These players have today hit that inside out forehand.
Not first serve.
I only hear John talking. He's got to be somebody else in the booth with him.
You would think it'd be Fowler, right?
Not on the late, and usually not on the late match. Yep, you're right.
That's
Yep.
Come on, man.
Yeah, that was Fowler. Wait, was that Brad Gilbert that stood up in the crowd?
That's what I thought. That's what I was like. Was that Brad Gilbert?
I didn't know Gilbert's coaching.
That's what I was. That's why I was asking that question.
Interesting.
Because it looked like he was a coach instead of. And that's when he was like,
he is working. No, well, I know he's working on the broadcasts. He may not be on this one. Maybe he's Sinner's coach. I didn't think so though.
Oh, that's why I was kept on. I was like, Dad, that looked like Brad Gilbert.
Huh. Now I'm kind of curious. Yannick Sinner coach. No, it's Darren Cahill.
Okay.
And they do look kind of similar. And Darren Cahill used to work on broadcasts.
And he used to be the announcer. Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, it's Darren Cahill.
There's a reason every Odyssey is named after the Odyssey. Because the world's most famous.
Or is it? Let me see. Oh, he's got two coaches, Cahill and Simone Vagnazzi. Okay. Now I get Center's only 21. And what's his name is Alcaraz is 19. Jesus. Seeing the future of tennis right now, man. Let's see. Oh, did we decide what we're doing with Cole? Are we going to do him
25, right?
25?
Yeah.
Okay. Does he know that? You make sure he knows that?
No. Yeah.
Just tell him I'll call him at 25. I love to do longer interviews, but it's kind of tough. Yes, I know. Yeah, I don't like having interviews. It's just a weird time to do interviews, you know. But what's his name? Craig and I actually talked about that a little bit. He was like, put them wherever you want. He goes, but the longest segment technically is that last segment, the 14-minute. Well, the other thing is, I'm just about being able to. I don't like going into a hard break in an interview. You know. All right, coming back. Hey, you know what hour it is? Final hour of a Wednesday show / Thursday if you're on the East Coast. And I'm Jason. EP Vlad is here.
Yep.
I can always hear you like fumbling, scrambling for the mic because I said your name.
It's not
great.
even that. I just put the mic on mute.
No, I got it. It's all good. It's all good. My dog in the background playing with a bone. Things we deal with when we have home studios. Executive producer Vladimir Lewis on the show tonight, as always, and of course, John Belmer producing for us back in Houston. Thank you very much for your efforts. Chronicles Draft Picks 2022 Blaster Box. You've got this hour to follow me on Twitter at the back page. Leave me a comment. We've already had some people do it. The very final segment of the show tonight, I will pick a winner for this Chronicles Draft Picks Blaster Box. We're doing it in honor of the start of the NFL season. We'll do that in the very final segment of this final hour of the show. Coming up in about 18 minutes, because I'm all about being accurate, Jason Cole, who does a terrific job on the NFL and has for many years, longtime NFL reporter and writer with Outkick.com, will join us. We'll get into it with him. He's also a Hall of Fame selector. Get his opinions on the 2022 season. Maybe we'll do a little more on the NFC side with him since Russell Baxter did the AFC with us earlier in the show. So we'll talk with Jason coming up a little later on. By the way, I promised an update in the Sinner Alcaraz match. They are now in the third set on serve. Sinner won the second set in a tiebreak, 7-6. So now they are in the third set at the U.S. Open. The winner goes to the semifinal to take on Francis Tiafo, who won earlier today. I wouldn't mind seeing an Alcaraz-Tiafo matchup in that semifinal, that's for sure. We'll come back. We'll start to get into our prop picks for the upcoming season. And don't forget, Jason Cole coming up later on in the hour. I'm Jason Page. You're listening to The Cash In on the Sports Map Radio Network. That's a pro lead right out there, huh? Come on. To be 30 again. You got me. You see, now Belmer's got me thinking about being 30 again. God. Kill to be 30 again. If I had it to do over again, I would definitely do it differently. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, everything's hindsight, boss.
Yeah. Oh, I can give you every mistake to avoid making in this industry because I've made them all. I can give you all of them. You ever want to be on the air, or do you like being a behind the scenes guy? Okay. Oh, boy. The Fairview fire. Where is that?
Fairview?
There's a forest fire out here. Trying to figure out where Fairview is.
Oh, no, California?
Yeah, it's in California. But I don't know where. Oh, there's a fire NATO caught on video. Oh, it's in That's the Hemet fire.
Oh.
That's the one right near us. That's not far from us. It's like 30 minutes from our from where we live.
How far are you from Coachella?
30 minutes. Yeah. We just drove out to Coachella like 2 weeks ago. Week and a half ago. We went on a scenic drive one day. I just wanted to go and catch my breath one day, and we just did a long drive on the back roads up in the mountains. It was cool. So this fire in Hemet, which is 30 minutes from us, 9,846 acres and only 5% contained. That's not good.
Oh yeah, man. This time of the year, those fires in Southern California.
I'm surprised there haven't been more this year because it's been hot out here all summer.
Yeah, with that heat, that shit.
Heat and dry. Then they're saying there's flood warnings in effect. What'd you say? Friday?
Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, Friday, Saturday. There's actually flash flood warnings for out here
so you're gonna get rain.
Yeah, we're supposed to actually get rain, but they've been saying that all summer that there would be days where we got rain where we've gotten none.
Man, there's bro.
No, these weather guys are the worst.
Rents 10 times in Southern
Come
California.
back.
Hold
on, come back. Coming up in 13 minutes, Jason Cole from Outkick.com does a great job on the National Football League. Writer for Outkick, Hall of Fame selector, and proud to say friend of this program. Well, not maybe this program because we're new, but all my other programs that I've done, he's always been somebody that's been willing to come on. And now he lives on the West Coast, I found out today, so we're going to talk to him all the time. I'm sure he's thrilled to know that. Jason, get ready. Vlad's going to have you on speed dial. Now it makes sense. You know what I just realized, actually? Not to interrupt you. In the break, we were just talking about the fact that there's, I'm in Palm Springs, California, and about 30 miles from us, there's a 10,000 acre fire that's only 5% contained. And I just figured out something. This morning, when I woke up and looked at the mountains, there were these heavy black clouds hanging over the mountain. And I was trying to figure out why the hell there was heavy black clouds hanging over the mountain and there was no rain in the forecast. That was the clouds from the smoke. That was the clouds of smoke from the Hemet fire. It's called the Fairview fire, which is burning in Hemet, California. So hopefully everybody out there is safe. It's a really bad situation with only 5% containment on it. So everybody stay safe. I've never actually, the closest I've ever been to a forest fire was when I was living in the Bay Area. There were some real heavy forest fires up there a few years back, and we were right in the heart of it. We were only maybe 30 minutes away. This one's just about as close. It's that time of the year. But it's been weird. It's been a weird year. Not to go too far afield here, but I will. It's been a weird year. I didn't realize we're in September and there's been no major hurricanes, which is kind of weird. And Vlad, you know this, living in Florida.
Why are you gonna jinx? Why are you gonna jinx things?
Do you believe in jinx? You believe in jinxes. Jinxes don't exist.
It's such a mush, bro.
If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. If I had that kind of control, my God.
You manifest things, bro. Don't put things out there.
John, our producer in Houston, do you believe in jinxes? John says he kind of believes them. See, you're both in hurricane-prone areas, so you're a little more skittish about it. John's in Houston, so he's skittish about it. And Vlad's in a part of the country that's going to be underwater in 5 years, which is why he wants to move back to the West Coast. That's true. You live in you and Trump, you and Mar-a-Lago are both going to be underwater in about 5 years.
I mean, that's not the association that I wanted, but okay, fine. But I'm just saying that if I was I'm not going to be saying, hey, you know what I realized? There hasn't been an earthquake in Southern California in a long time, especially in the Palm Springs area. I'm not going to say that. All of a sudden,
I wouldn't care if you did, because I don't believe in jinxes. It's like the guy who says, "Oh, he's throwing a no-hitter in the 5th inning," and everybody goes, "Oh, don't say it."
Don't need to put it out there. That's it. That's all I'm saying. Don't need to put it out there. Nobody's going around and thinking about it,
All right. Fair enough.
Even the subconscious.
Is it like the marshmallow, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man in Ghostbusters? Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. Yeah, leave it in the subconscious.
Clear your minds. Clear your minds. thought of the most harmless thing I could. The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. It's great. So anyway, we're going to talk with Jason Cole coming up in about 10 minutes here on the show about something other than jinxes and all that fun jazz. Get some thoughts with him on the NFL season that is ahead. I said I was going to do some prop bets here, didn't I?
Yeah, who you got for MVP? Josh Allen's got to be the favorite, everyone's favorite.
NFL MVP odds. I had them all in front of me, and then I closed my thing down. Josh Allen is the current favorite at plus 600. Patrick Mahomes is at plus 750. Tom Brady is at plus 800. Aaron Rodgers is at plus 900. Justin Herbert is at plus 900. And then it just keeps going down the list.
If I had, I would put money on both Brady and Mahomes.
I was looking to see if Justin Jefferson was actually on the list now that Mike Florio threw his name out there. I wanted to see if he was actually on the list. And going down the list, he is actually not on the list. Like, there's a lot of players on this list, all the way down to like Nick Bosa at plus 25,000. But there is no. Here's an interesting question: who would win an MVP? Who would be a non? And if we were talking about an MVP that wasn't a quarterback, would it be a defensive player or a wide receiver first?
It would be if you're going between those two positions, it would be It would be a defensive input. It would be a defensive player. Because, like you said, the receiver. If a receiver has an unbelievable season, that means their quarterback's having an unbelievable season as well.
I'm going to throw a few interesting names at you here for MVP, by the way, because we had Josh Allen. I said 600. I ran off like the top 5.
Before you give the names,
okay.
I'm gonna give you the guy that has. I always believe a running back has a chance, especially if they're playing on a team where their quarterback's not that great.
Okay.
I always believe Derrick Henry and this year Jonathan Taylor will have a great season. I know he's playing with Matt Ryan, but that might make it even better that he has a decent quarterback this year.
Well, Derrick Henry and Jonathan Taylor are right next to each other on the list.
Yeah, I would give it to a running back because if a running back rushes for 2,000 yards and gets a ridiculous amount of touchdowns, and it's pretty much the offensive weapon for that team, he has a better chance of winning MVP, like Adrian Peterson.
Yeah,
like so those.
Derrick Henry is plus 4,000. Jonathan Taylor is plus 5,000.
Oh yeah, I would definitely put some money on both of those guys. Put $100 on those guys. Yeah.
Do you have the list in front of you? I hope you don't.
No, I don't.
All right.
I don't.
Tua. What do you think? What do you think his number is?
Wait, but Derrick Henry's plus 4,000. Tua's got to be, and Tua's probably got better odds than him, probably, right?
Not going to answer that. I want you to give me a number.
Plus 11.
Plus 5,000.
See?
What's crazy to me is, though, this is why this list makes no sense, and sometimes odds makers are just fools. Tua's plus 5,000. Mac Jones, by the way, is also plus 5,000. Mitchell Trubisky is plus 6,000. How is Mitchell Trubisky even that high? You'd have to be high to have Mitchell Trubisky that high.
All right, look, I'm not saying Mitchell Trubisky is the second coming. He's Ben Roethlisberger.
God.
But he's not a bad quarterback.
He's the second coming of Ryan Leaf.
Listen, he led the Bears to winning seasons, all right, in his 4 years. They made the playoffs more than once. I want to say they made the playoffs 2 times. But he's a quarterback, and he's a quarterback of a storied franchise. So if they're winning, like you saying, oh, this might be the season Mike Tomlin doesn't get 500. If Pittsburgh wins the AFC North and Mitchell Trubisky throws for 3,500 yards and has
I will eat my shoe.
Rushing,
I will eat my shoe.
Well, get them floor shines ready, baby. But you know what I'm saying?
They're coach, but that's okay.
Whatever. But get the ketchup and the mustard and all that stuff to make that shoe taste good because it can happen. So therefore, those are the reason why those quarterback numbers or the odds for those quarterback winning MVPs like that because they're the quarterback. The ball's in their hands.
I'm gonna go Patrick Mahomes at plus 750.
But here's the thing. I agree with you. I think Mahomes. I said Mahomes and Brady are the numbers to put. But
So who are you going with?
I would go with Brady. I think if Brady puts up numbers like he did last season, I think he gets the he'll get the obligatory last.
There's no way he's winning. I don't think he's winning an MVP this year.
If he throws for 5,000 yards and throws for over 35 touchdowns, and the Buccaneers are a 1 or 2 seed and they win their division, you don't think the media that loves Tom Terrific, they love Hollywood Handsome, you don't think they're not gonna go crazy and give him an MVP award?
Listen, I think if he puts up those insane kind of numbers you just referenced, yes, but I don't think he's going to put up those insane kind of numbers you just referenced. If you believe that he's going to throw that up, absolutely he's going to be your MVP.
I've been hearing that for the last 7 years, and he's been putting up those numbers.
This is the year it don't happen. Just saying. I'm just telling you what I think. It's not what I hope for. I love a good story, and if he throws up those kinds of numbers and what could be his final season, then great. But I just don't think it's going to happen.
Paige, you're my boy. We're family here. All right. So let me give you one. Let me give you some advice. Don't bet against Tom Brady.
I'm betting against Tom Brady this time. I'm betting against him. Jason Cole, I'll ask his opinion on this. He'll join us coming up in a couple of minutes. Get his thoughts, Outkick.com. He covers the NFL. He's also a Hall of Fame selector. He's been covering the league for years. He joins us next on The Cash In. I'm Jason Page. This is Sports Map Radio. I will call Jason Cole. Yeah, Paul took this picture of the fire clouds. Yeah. He says it looks like Godzilla.
Now that's a fire.
Good to have you with us, our NFL preview show on the Cash In. Night 3 of the Cash In. Sports Map Radio, the Sports Map Radio Network, Sports Map app. We're on Twitch, my Twitch channel, Jason Page 77. On Facebook, just look for Jason Page. YouTube, Decibel 88 channel. I mean, we're all over the place. We're talking about the NFL tonight. We went through our division winners in the first couple hours of the show, our wild card picks as well. Now we're talking a little bit about the MVP, some of the player props for the upcoming season. So all sorts of good stuff. We covered the AFC quite a bit with Russell Baxter in the first hour of the show. Let's bring in Jason Cole. Does a great job. Outkick.com, longtime friend of our programs, longtime NFL writer, Hall of Fame selector too. Jason Cole joins us here on the Cash In. Jason, we're going through a little bit of the NFC with you. I know you're kind of intrigued, and I only know because I was following you on Twitter, and you were writing about that Trey Lance, Justin Fields matchup in week 1. Is that the one that you're kind of most interested in week 1? Is there a game that kind of gets your attention more than another?
No, I mean, there's several games. This is actually a really, really good week for games. I mean, you've got Thursday night, which is just a great game, right? And then you go to, Chicago and San Francisco is not the sexiest game in the world, but that night you have Tampa at Dallas, the Monday night game. You have Denver at Seattle with Russell Wilson returning home. I think I'm trying to remember the schedule off the top of my head, but there were like 4 or 5 games. What intrigues me about San Francisco and Chicago is the circumstances around the quarterbacks. You have 2 first-round picks from 2021, but not all first picks are created equal. And certainly Trey Lance is the much more high-profile guy with a whole lot of expectation that's wrapped around him and the team. That team is supposed to be a Super Bowl contender. They made the NFC the NFC Championship game last year. This is a really great defense, and if the quarterback can kind of stay out of the way, they got a shot. Now, last year the quarterback didn't do enough. That was Jimmy Garoppolo, but that's why they drafted Trey Lance in the first round with that number 3 overall pick and traded 3 first-round picks to get to him along with a third-round pick. So to me, that's great. And then the fact that you have Fields and Lance going against each other, what happens if Lance doesn't outplay Fields? Does that hurt his confidence? Does that make everybody on the 49ers team question why did they go and get this guy? There's a lot going on here that I think everybody starts to worry about if Trey Lance doesn't have a great game.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with you on that. Are you in the camp of me where I kind of, Vlad would say I overreacted, I think, our executive producer, but I wasn't a fan of them bringing back Garoppolo and having him looking over the shoulder of the guy that he supplanted. You rarely see that sort of thing happen when, the guy that was quarterbacking last year winds up staying on the roster as the backup, especially when it's a veteran guy that's had the success that Garoppolo has had. Are you of the mindset that I am, that's not necessarily putting Trey Lance in the best possible position to succeed?
I don't think it's putting the team in the best possible position to succeed. Because, look, every young quarterback is going to make mistakes. You live with those mistakes, and then if you have a capable backup, that's great. But when your capable backup is the guy who got you to the Super Bowl 3 years ago and to the NFC Championship game last year, the tolerance for those mistakes is much smaller than it would be in normal circumstances. So absolutely, this has disaster written all over it because I think the players are going to sit there and go, at the first sign of trouble, and again, that could be this week. At the first sign of trouble, they're going to say, hey, we need Jimmy in there. He doesn't make mistakes. He doesn't do these kinds of things. Even though Garoppolo is, kind of a mid-level starter. He's kind of a derivation of Alex Smith, in my view. I think that Trey Lance has got a lot of learning to do in this process because he's making an awful big jump, having not really played for almost 3 years now.
Talking with Jason Cole, Outkick.com does a great job on the NFL. Does Jalen Hurts make enough of a leap forward this year from what he was last year that Eagles team, combined with what they're going to be able to do defensively, which Vlad and I chronicled earlier in this hour, is he making a big enough leap that they get ahead of the Cowboys and win that division this year?
Well, that might happen because the Cowboys are already so banged up, right? So I don't know that has much to do with Jalen Hurts getting a lot better. I think it just has more to do with a regression analysis by the Cowboys. The question is, will Howie Roseman and Jeff Lurie think that progress is enough that they want to stick with them? And, you can say Nick Sirianni's the coach and he makes the call. He doesn't make the call. That call is going to be made above his head. And then they're going to make a decision because they've got an extra first-round pick next year. They've done some clever things they're willing to pay. And next year is going to be a loaded class for quarterbacks, starting with the top two guys in Stroud. It's going to be those two guys, and then there might be 4 or 5 guys who also go in the first round. Like, it's going to be a loaded year for quarterbacks, and I think that temptation is going to be hard for the Eagles to resist.
Is this the year that Brett Favre, good Lord, is this the year that Aaron Rodgers finally has a receiving core that just isn't good enough, that even with his skills, he can't make them into a good enough team, and Minnesota winds up winning that division instead of Green Bay?
No, Minnesota's not good enough. Maybe they'll, catch all these quote unquote good vibes that they've been talking about, but their defense is still not very good. And look, it's still Kirk Cousins. And I like Kirk, but when I just talked about Jimmy Garoppolo being sort of a derivation of Alex Smith, isn't Kirk Cousins the same thing? So, maybe, but I just don't see it. I think that Green Bay is still going to be good enough, and that division is going to be bad enough. Chicago's not very good. Detroit's not very good. And I think Minnesota still has plenty of flaws. I think that Green Bay still wins that division.
Yeah, I tend to
not as handily, but they win it.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you as well. I always enjoy talking with you, Jason Cole. I look forward to doing it throughout the season. Thanks for coming on our first week back on the air. It's good to catch up with you, and hopefully we get to catch up soon.
Anytime. Be good. Thanks.
All right. Jason Cole joining us here on The Cash In. He's so good. Love talking football with that guy. See, sometimes I feel like I just need more time. I do. But love Jason Cole. Thanks for giving us a few minutes on the show. Let's see here. Third set, 4-4 Sinner and Alcaraz. We'll keep you up to date on that. We'll come back into some more of these prop bets as well. See where we're going in the some of these prop bets. Let's see. What else did I have here? I had some more prop bets I wanted to get to. Now we'll get into them coming up in a couple minutes. See, now can I make an admission here, Vlad?
Go ahead.
I misread the clock.
I know you did. You so misread the clock that we've got a couple more minutes.
I thought we were out at this is my first week with this new clock, and I believe in being transparent. I like to show people how the sausage is made. See, we're out we're out 37, and I thought we were out 34. So I started to push the panic button. I'm like, we got to get Jason off the air.
I was like,
why is he cutting the interview short? Yeah,
I was like, this interview's cut a little bit quicker than it should have been.
Jason's gonna think it's his fault. Jason's gonna think it's his fault.
Right, and then you don't have. I'm like, okay, maybe he's gonna go with the bets, man. Some of the
I had enough time. See, I could have gotten my Tom Brady question in and everything.
You could have gotten the odds in. You could have gotten all this talk that we're doing right now.
Yep.
You could
have been spent with Jason Cole. Could have been spent with Jason Cole. Here's what I'll tell you. We've got one more segment left And then we're going to pick our winner for this blaster box of NFL Chronicles 2022 draft picks from Panini. I've got a blaster box here. We are going to give it away in the very final segment of the show tonight. That's just about 20 minutes from now. So if you haven't done so yet, go and follow me on Twitter at the back page. Again, on Twitter at the back page. Drop a comment in my mentions. Send me a comment. And you got a chance to win this box of cards. We're going to pick it in the final segment. We'll come back, get into some more prop picks. I'll learn what the clock looks like. Jason Page, good to be with you. Wednesday edition of the Cash In on the Sports Map Radio Network. Oh, God, I'm the worst.
I was like, wait a minute, what's going on here?
The master of the clock, and I don't even know when. I'm sitting there going, why am I not? I'm starting to sweat because I'm not hearing the back time music. I'm like, what is going on here?
I'm looking at the clock, and I'm like, yeah, we got 3 more
damn
minutes,
it.
man. Like, what's going on here?
So bad. Apparently it does.
What?
Damn me. It's so bad.
Oh, man. Yeah, well, you got to get a couple of innings in the minors.
What'd you say?
To get
What'd you say?
who, me?
Yeah.
I said you got to get a couple of innings in the minors, man. You need some, rehab starts. That's what
Yeah.
happened.
It's bad. Oh, well. These things happen. It's the first week. At least tonight we didn't have any technical issues.
No, everything's been smooth.
Yeah, tonight's been smooth. Shut up. That now you sound like that's something Vlad would say.
Who's that?
John goes, "Oh, we still got 20 minutes."
That's good. See, John. Thank you, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Before you see the light in the tunnel, remember there's still more tunnel to go through.
Yeah. Light in the tunnel's an oncoming train.
That's disgusting. I don't want to hear you drinking.
Just drinking some seltzer, man.
It doesn't matter, man.
It doesn't really matter what you're drinking.
How about AEW, huh? How about
Dude,
Tony
what a
Khan?
mess. Now we know why what's his name
why
couldn't
Marvin
talk
couldn't
to us
talk.
though.
Yeah.
That whole thing.
Even
Wow.
if we were talking NFL with him, his head is probably still
Nah, I get it. But that story's nuts.
no,
Did
I'm
you
just
see they
thinking about it. I'm
suspended like a whole bunch of guys?
Bro, they suspended. Well, think about it. It's nasty because the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega are executives in the company.
Yeah.
And this happened in front of like their H&R person. Like this happened in front of like a lot of people.
HR, not H&R.
I'm sorry. Well, I said H&R.
H&R Block? What?
In front of the HR person, and like she's like legal and everything, and it happened.
Yeah,
in front of
no, it's a
everybody.
mess.
It was bad. It's bad. And
Let's
then
see
now
Punk press conference that he did after the.
Well, Punk was nasty.
crazy.
Like, Punk was right in front of Khan.
Yeah,
Like,
and Khan was
let me tell you this.
cringing.
Let me tell you this. You ever see if there was ever a picture, if there was ever a mascot for a guy in over his head, it's freaking fucking Tony Khan.
Oh my God, you're so right. Talk about in over your head is right.
You're talking about the freaking when you're talking when you want to showcase
Coming back, hold on.
in over your head.
Yeah.
That's him.
Hanging out with you on this Wednesday night / Thursday morning. The Cash In. We talk about fantasy. We talk about sports betting. We haven't done much with fantasy though. See, I don't do season long fantasy anymore. I only do the. I think on Friday. You know what we're gonna have to do on Fridays, Vlad? We're gonna have to do a fantasy segment. I think we should build. I think we should build in like a fantasy segment for every Friday at a certain time, both for season long and for DFS. Because just one segment, but a season long thing for DFS. Because I do DFS. I can't do the season long stuff anymore because if I have like 3 bad weeks, a bunch of guys get hurt, I'm tuning out. I'm just done. So I'd rather do the daily fantasy stuff than the season long. Although I will say the last season long fantasy thing I did, I won. Now, granted, I was going up against a bunch of people who knew nothing about sports, but still, I won. So it counts just the same. Still counts.
No, it doesn't.
Of course it does.
You're going against amateurs, man.
That's right.
They don't know
hey,
anything.
they wanted me in their league just so they could say Jason Page was in their league. Well, they wound up having to hand me over all their money.
Look,
it was great.
I am one to say get a win whenever you can. So if that makes you
Absolutely.
feel happy, if that makes you go to sleep better, then knock yourself out.
Hey, Syracuse plays Lemoyne every year.
Whatever, man. But we're gonna have a fantasy guy.
Yeah, we'll have to do some fantasy on Fridays.
I mean, not say fantasy guy, fantasy person, because some of the best fantasy experts are women out there. So we're gonna get a fantasy person and help you guys win your weeks and your daily fantasy bets. DFS, like you said. So,
yep,
we'll get that popping. But I can't wait. I got Stephon Diggs going later on tonight, so I'll be watching that Rams-Bills game very closely.
Player prop bets. Ready? Player prop bets. Let's get you on the record. And we're going to, by the way, all the picks we've made on the show tonight, I will put them on the Cash In webpage, which, believe it or not, is actually built. I just have to direct a link to it. It's off of the company webpage and all that stuff. So anyway, we'll put all of our picks up there so you can reference them as we go throughout the season, which is why we did this little thing tonight. NFL passing yard totals for 2022-2023. Justin Herbert has the highest number for passing yards prop bets.
Was like over 4,800 yards.
What did you say? What number?
Over 4,800 yards.
Damn good. 4,700.5. Over or under?
Over.
Yeah, I think he goes over too. Tom Brady. Well, I already know where you're going with this one. I don't even have to give the number because it's less than that. So you can just say over now.
If he threw for 5,000 last year.
Boy, you and the Tom Brady love affair is fascinating.
It's crazy, right?
It's fascinating as a Jets fan to hear you gushing over crazy. Tom Brady.
Over the last after 20.
It's a gush fest.
Fam, how many times am I going to get beat before I'm going to realize, hey, you know what? Maybe the guy's really that good.
Tom Brady, 4,650.5.
Easy. If no injury happens to him, he easily beats that.
See, now I'm going to go under on this one. Mahomes, 4,650.5.
I would go.
I think he goes under that.
Yeah, but not because, and it's not because of the.
Not an indictment on him, just because they're such a versatile offense.
I just think their offense might be, like you said, it might be more balanced this season. But it is Mahomes, though. But I would go under on that.
I would go under on Mahomes. Derek Carr, 4,550.5.
Over.
It's over. Matthew Stafford, 4,500.5. See, I go under.
I wouldn't. I'll go over. This is his second season with that Rams offense. And that running game, there's no legitimate running back. Like it's a running back by committee. It's either Darrell Henderson Jr., it's either Cam Akers. Hopefully it's Akers.
See, I think Akers is a little better than you give him credit for.
I do, but he gets hurt and he fumbles the ball a little too much. So that's why. But
that's a close one, though. That's a close one.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to go over, but I could see it going under. But I'll go over because of Allen Robinson. I think the addition of Allen Robinson will help that offense a lot, and they can always bring Odell back.
Here's another tough one because of their running game. Joe Burrow, 4,450.5.
I'll go over. Those are three receivers. You got to feed them.
No, I know.
Those three receivers need to be fed.
Josh Allen, 4,400.
You know why I might go under, Jason? Because I think they might be in a lot of blowouts where he's not playing in the fourth quarter.
Well, I mean, It's still rare that guys get pulled. Maybe the last drive guy will get pulled, but yeah, are they going to be up that big that
Bro, if you're
fourth
up
quarter
like
he's
3
out? Yeah,
touchdowns
no, I
in the
get it.
fourth
I get
quarter,
it.
You're not doing that.
I'll give you one more because I want to move to a different prop. Aaron Rodgers, 4,050 and a half.
Oh yeah, I'm jumping all over that.
Over
4,050 yards. So all you telling me is that he just should throw for?
He's got to throw it. He's got to be. Guy's got to be able to catch the football though.
It don't matter. It doesn't matter who has to run the routes. Aaron Rodgers will get that ball in there first, and there might be a lot of bias.
I also think he's hearing a lot of this. He's a guy that, like, you know, there's been so many of these kinds of athletes throughout the history of the game, and I mean all sports, that really get motivated by people kind of starting to hedge a little bit against them. And Rodgers is kind of that guy this year, that there are people like, that receiving core, what's he going to be able to do? I think it's going to motivate him in a big way.
He's that motivated that he might try to win 3 in a row. Because if he puts up those numbers without Devontae and develops those receivers, how hard?
So then you're going to like this. So then maybe you like this bet. 2022, 2023 NFL most passing yards odds. Go down the list. Aaron Rodgers is plus 1,600. Take a flyer on that?
I'll put money there. Yeah, I would definitely put money on that.
The leader in the pack, obviously, there's Justin Herbert at plus 650, Brady at plus 800, Mahomes at plus 800, Derek Carr at plus 1,000, Stafford 1,000, Burrow 1,200, Allen 1,200, Prescott 1,400, and then Aaron Rodgers at 1,600.
I would put money on Aaron Rodgers at 1,600. And who's the 1,000? Oh, Derek Carr. I would put money on Derek Carr as well.
Passing TD totals. Herbert 36.5.
Over.
Brady 35.5.
Over.
Boy, you are the over guy, man. Casillas would be Casillas would be killing you right now.
There's 17 games.
I get it. I'm just saying, man. Josh Allen 35.5.
Over.
Stafford 34.5.
Could be under.
Yeah, see, I'm in that same camp with him and Mahomes 34.5.
Over.
See, Mahomes went through a stretch last year where he didn't throw that many touchdowns.
And then he went through a 9.
No, I know.
He threw like that's what I'm saying.
Burrow 34.5. Well, if I see that down in the red zone, they like to run the football though.
Mixon's gonna get
yes, absolutely.
But
you can run with him down
30, there. Is he gonna throw it to 30? Yes. Does he? But 34, you said, or 35?
34.5 for Burrow.
So it would basically be 35.
Yeah. See,
I'm
I go
only
under.
Gonna go over, but I think you could lose this bet.
And then there's a drop off after that pack to 31.5 with Russell Wilson, Kirk Cousins, and Aaron Rodgers and Dak Prescott. Oh, I go under on Dak Prescott.
I'll go over on Aaron Rodgers.
If you believe, if you're a believer, then yeah, you do.
I think Aaron Rodgers could throw. Oh yeah, I'll definitely put money on.
Let me give you some interesting ones on the lower end of the scale. Tua 25.5.
Under. Passing, right? Passing touchdowns.
Passing touchdowns, yes.
Yeah, under.
Jalen Hurts 22.5. And they're passing touchdowns. You can't run them in.
Passing. No, you know what? I'm gonna go under.
Yeah, I would go under too. But I
think he'll throw 20 over 20. I think he'll throw for 20 to 22 passing touchdowns and run for 10 to 12. So he might have one of those like that Lamar MVP year where you combine. He may have like 35, but
that's a big number. That's a big number if you believe that he's going to make the leap. What did he have for combined touchdowns last year? Can we look that up?
Yeah.
Hey Google, how many combined touchdowns did?
Gee, nobody needs you. No. Nobody needs to hear that.
So, I don't have any information about that.
You see?
Hey Google, how many combined touchdowns did Jalen Hurts have last year?
You're the worst.
On the website statnews.com.
There you go. See?
Jalen Hurts ran for 10 touchdowns in 2021. Do you
26.
Want more context?
He ran for 10. So he ran for 10 and threw for 16.
So he had 26 in total.
Yeah, all right. So you know what? You 32 may not be a bad number.
So what you're saying is that he's going to get what?
Combined.
6 more passing touchdowns?
Yeah, 22 is a good 22 and a half though is actually a great line. I'm saying just in terms of setting the line, that's right there. That's right there. Zach Wilson 22 and a half. Hey, got to be under now.
I would go over on that. Well, I would have gone over if he didn't play.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He was playing.
If that bet's available right now, see, I wonder if that bet's off the board now. It might.
It's got to be off the board, or you might have to lower his number.
Justin Fields 18 and a half, the lowest in the league.
Yeah, I'll take the under on that, bro. He has nobody to throw to. There's nobody for him to throw to. Us three right now, you could run routes for the Bears.
I've never seen John run, so I'm not going to go that far.
Yeah, he's 30. He's the quickest out of all of us right now. He's his 40's faster than ours.
What are you talking about? You're skinny. You can probably run if you have to.
Yeah, no, I'm not. No, I'm not running.
John says either of us could beat him. Oh, John just revealed that he's a heavy. He said everything's bigger in. John said everything's bigger in Texas, so he just revealed his physique is not what you would call speedy.
So he's trying to say he'll block for us. That's what he's saying. Okay. Pancake him, baby. Pancake him, John.
By the way, best odds for best odds for most interceptions thrown. Oh, this is not a list you want to be at the top of. Who do you think is number one for most interceptions thrown this year?
Baker Mayfield.
No.
Jameis Winston.
Zach Wilson.
I mean, I can understand that.
Plus 800. Trevor Lawrence plus 1,000. Davis Mills plus 1,000.
So it's all the second-year quarterbacks.
Justin Fields plus 1,000.
It's all the second-year quarterbacks.
And then Jameis Winston at plus 1,300.
So it's basically every second-year quarterback who's starting, and then Jameis Winston.
I'll tell you who I would take a flyer
Where's
on.
Baker? Where's Baker, by the way, in that? Because
Baker is plus 18, plus 1,800.
Is he in the top 5 or top 10 of?
He is right at 10.
Okay.
Joe Burrow is actually right after that at plus 2,000. I'll give you a flyer bet to take there, and especially because I'm not a big guy of his. Kirk Cousins plus 4,000.
Nah, Kirk doesn't throw interceptions. That's why when you look, that's why Kirk Cousins is
what?
Let me tell you this. Statistically, if you look at Kirk Cousins' numbers, it's unbelievable. He's the biggest tease in football history. Kirk Cousins, when you look at
you're right. He doesn't throw as many as I thought he did.
He doesn't throw.
He's thrown double digits 5 times in his career. The most he's ever thrown is 13.
Yeah, he doesn't throw interceptions. He's just the biggest tease. Like once you start think you want to believe in him, then he'll do Kirk Cousins things for you to remember. Oh, he's Kirk Cousins.
Mac Jones 12 and a half.
You know what? Belichick will never put his quarterback in a position where he's going to determine the outcome of the game with his arm. He'll run the ball before that.
All right. We'll update you on Alcaraz and Sinner. Before we go, I'll pick the winner for our Chronicles Draft Picks Blaster Box as well as we wrap up this edition of The Cash In. I'm Jason Page. Thanks for listening to Sports Map Radio.
Give your winner your Super Bowl picks. And
I forgot the Super Bowl pick. Jesus. Christmas.
Yeah. Just got to have to be quick.
Winner of the cards is Josh Lenz from Chandler, Oklahoma.
Oh, this third set's in a tiebreak.
Yes, this thing's never ending. It's 1 a.m.
This is ending at 2:30.
It's brutal. Well, the longest match ever, I think they said, ended at 2:27, or the latest match ever was 2:27. This might have a shot. You get 2 more long sets like this, this thing won't end until after 2:30. Be a 5-hour match. They're both young enough, though. They can do it.
Wow.
What?
This comedian, David Arnold, just passed away. Found out he passed away. He was 54. He was a guy that was getting popular on TikTok, talking about his family and stuff like that. He had a Netflix special and just found out that he passed away. It's crazy.
What's his name again?
David A. Arnold.
David A. Arnold.
Yeah, he was just blowing up. Like, he's been a writer for a lot of TV shows, but that time when you finally get into notoriety, that's what was happening to him. Right? It was like, okay, we know you have the talent, but let's see the face. Let's get to know the face. That's when it was happening. He had a Netflix special. It was pretty funny. Damn.
All right, come back. All right. Vladimir Luisant, our intrepid executive producer. Give me your Super Bowl pick.
Rams, Chiefs.
Oh my God, is this even possible? We have the same exact pick.
I hate that, man.
I know.
I said mine first.
Rams Chiefs is who I got.
Yeah, man.
We're on the same page. It doesn't happen often, so enjoy it.
Yeah, I know. We totally never agree.
They're in a tiebreak in the third set. Sinner and Alcaraz at 6-6. This match may break the record for the longest ever at the or the latest ever at the U.S. Open. 2:27 a.m. Eastern is the latest a match has ended at the U.S. Open. This one's got a shot because they're still in the third set in this tiebreaker, and these guys, they can go at it all night, and they're both really young. So we'll see what happens in that match. So Vlad and I both say Rams and the Chiefs for our Super Bowl pick. We'll put all the picks up on the Cash In webpage. The winner of the Blaster Box of Chronicles, Josh Lenz, at Lenz Josh. We'll be hitting you up, Josh. Congratulations. Good job, John Belmer in Houston. EP Vladimir Luisant. I'm Jason Page. We'll catch you tomorrow. A Thursday edition of the Cash In on the Sports Map Radio Network. Have a good night. That's nice of you to say. Listen, I'm always hard on myself, so.
Yeah, I know that, and I'll be the one to tell you
it's a
when
good
to
show.
be hard on yourself or not. It was a good show, bro.
John, nice job. Have a good night. Enjoy working with you. Are you back on again this week, or are you done? Okay. Okay, cool. We'll see you on Monday. Thanks, man. Have a good night.
All right, so tomorrow is Verderam.
Yeah. Do you have any idea what time I'm gonna have to tape that?
Yeah, 4:45 Pacific.
4:45 Pacific.
Yeah, I want you to do it. I want it done before the
makes sense.
The Thursday night game, because if I can get I'll try to get somebody after the game.
You know who oh no, I wonder if Scott Kaplan's doing sideline for Westwood on that. Because if he is, I can get him. Scott's my buddy. For those watching on the stream, have a good night. We'll see you next time.